Chapter 46-47. Gao Fan naturally knew what the faintly discernible stream of light in the palace was. That was the divine light of annihilation. Its status was in no way inferior to the divine light of annihilation. It was just that the divine light of annihilation was more ferocious. It specialized in breaking through all kinds of physical bodies. Even if one was wearing armor or even a body, they would not be able to withstand it. This was something that the Heavenly Demon Clan had specially left behind. Only he could keep this divine light of annihilation. Right now, he was not in the mood to do so. He would first let some of these human experts die here. When the time came, he would slowly use other methods to keep this divine light of annihilation. Then, he would have another powerful treasure in his hands. Previously, he had released this divine light of annihilation. In the end, it was taken away by Lin Fei and refined into a powerful treasure in his hands. There was no need to mention how depressed he was. Fortunately, the more he used this divine light of annihilation, the weaker its power would be. There was no need to worry about it. Looks like it will not be easy for everyone to enter this palace. Indeed, good things are not that easy to obtain. Lin Fei laughed. Gao Fan laughed as well. The human experts present all frowned. They had tried from several directions but to no avail. In any case, that stream of light was everywhere. As long as they were within a certain distance of the palace, it would immediately be activated. Even if they relied on treasures, it would be difficult for them to rush into the palace. Therefore, they could only stop and study how to break this method. While they were studying this palace, Lin Fei was also studying this palace. This palace was indeed very different. This was because this palace was actually a treasure. If not for the system's notification, Lin Fei would have really ignored it. This palace was actually an Imperial Lord-level treasure. Using an Imperial Lord-level treasure to store the heavenly demon god's blood was truly an extravagant act. Lin Fei even felt that even Gao Fan might not know that this palace was an Imperial Lord-level treasure. He probably thought that this was an ordinary palace. For an expert to leave such a palace here, Lin Fei had an idea of what was going on. He could not take the heavenly demon god's blood, but he had to keep this palace. In the future, he could let it out when he went out, and he wouldn't need to eat and sleep in the open. It was definitely a good thing. In fact, Lin Fei even felt that this palace should have been refined from a grotto heaven small world, which contained even more mysteries. Gao Fan secretly observed for a while and discovered that Lin Fei's gaze had been fixed on the palace. His heart couldn't help but skip a beat. Could it be that he saw through something again? He was the main person in charge of the spiritual realm this time. There was no one who understood this palace and the heavenly demon god blood better than Gao Fan. The heavenly demon god blood was a good thing, and of course, this palace was also a good thing. It was an Emperor Lord treasure. Moreover, this was no ordinary Imperial Lord treasure. Instead, it was a supreme-grade Imperial Lord treasure. If it wasn't for the layers of seals on the outside and the huge commotion caused, Gao Fan would have arrived a long time ago. According to Gao Fan's plan, he would slowly occupy these cities and turn these places into his territory. When that time came, he would be able to break this seal justifiably. However, he didn't expect that because of Lin Fei's appearance, there would be a change in the plan. Now, there were even rumors that spread. The heavenly demon race wanted to obtain the heavenly demon god's blood. When Gao Fan found out about this, he wanted to curse and kill. Now, he suspected that this news was released by that bastard, Lin Fei. It attracted the experts of the spiritual realm to station here. From the looks of it, he couldn't wait to obtain the heavenly demon god's blood. He shouldn't be able to see through the profoundness of this palace. It's the same for those experts. This is a good thing left behind by Senior. Gao Fan muttered in his heart. What could a country bumpkin like Lin Fei see through? After studying for 5 days, everyone was still helpless against this palace. During this period they had used all kinds of methods, but they couldn't get close to this palace at all. Once they got close to this palace, the divine light would turn into flowing lights and attack continuously. It was incomparably sharp, and no matter what treasure it was, it could easily leave cracks on it. If they couldn't retract it in time, it would become a piece of trash. As for themselves, they didn't dare to go forward. They used puppets to experiment. In the blink of an eye, he was cut into 2 pieces. No matter how strong their bodies were, they still couldn't withstand it. It was the same even if they wore treasured armor on the outside. For a moment, everyone had a headache. In the end, they came to this conclusion, which was that there should be a period of time when the means outside the palace was the strongest. There was also a period of time when it was the weakest. If they wanted to enter this palace, they would probably have to find the period of time when it was the weakest. Only then would they be able to barge in. Everyone agreed with this conclusion. A place that could store the heavenly demon god's blood naturally wouldn't be as simple as they thought. With such a palace guarding it, it was rather normal for there to be this mysterious divine light. Lin Fei sat in a corner. He didn't make a move from the beginning to the end, and was very leisurely. If others asked, Lin Fei would say that he was just here to watch the show. He had no interest in the heavenly demon god's blood at all. Naturally, it suited some people's minds. Now, who didn't know Lin Fei's reputation? He was well known in the spiritual realm. He could resist the attacks of the heavenly demon clan several times, and was considered an outstanding talent. His strength was unfathomable, and he could kill the heavenly demon king alone. With such strength, even the great experts in the immortal sects were not willing to fight with Lin Fei. Now that they heard this, they were naturally happy to see this scene. They really hoped that Lin Fei wouldn't make a move. If he did, they would have to guard against Lin Fei, and the same was true for Gao Fan from the Sky Reaching School. Similarly, he didn't make a move, which made them heave a sigh of relief. Young people still knew how to behave, unlike some proud sons of heaven who acted as if they were the most powerful in the world. There was a loud rumbling sound. A few figures rushed in from the outside, and their faces were filled with fear. The immortal sects who had been studying turned back one by one. They also recognized that these were the people who were guarding outside. Not good, a foreign child is here. It seems that he is here for the heavenly demon god's blood. We can't stop him at all. As soon as they rushed in, they shouted loudly. Everyone's face changed. The heavenly demon god's blood was very important, and they couldn't let the heavenly demon clan get it no matter what. And now, a foreign child came. This was too much of a coincidence. Bookseller's website. Chapter 46-48. Everyone's expression changed slightly at this moment. Obviously, this was not good news at all. No one would have thought that an outsider would actually barge in. It seemed that the people guarding outside could not stop them at all. If it were the heavenly demon clan, it might be normal. Now that other people had come, they were not the only ones who knew about the heavenly demon god blood. Not to mention outsiders. Lin Fei, who had been sitting in the corner, also raised his eyebrows. He was a little puzzled. How could outsiders know about the heavenly demon god blood? He could not tell the other playboys that he had made a mistake, could he? Yi Xian really wanted to slap himself. As for Gao Fan next to him, the look in his eyes became even more unfriendly. It was already a problem to get the heavenly demon god blood. Now that another group of people had come, it would be even more troublesome. It would be strange if he could feel happy. A chance to reach the emperor level in one step. Now that more people had come, it would be even more difficult to get it. The heavenly demon clan did not have any masters at the moment. Apart from the huge number of heavenly demons, there was nothing else. If these heavenly demons encountered a powerful opponent, the effect they could display would be negligible. There are so many people here. It's quite lively. I hope you don't mind if we join in. In the blink of an eye, more than a dozen figures rushed in. These figures were all quite young. The one in the lead looked to be in his 30s. If you think that he's in his 30s, then you're really wrong. He's not even in his 30s, he's more like a zero at the end. When these people rushed in, the forces of the human race secretly sucked in a breath of cold air. He could feel a great deal of pressure from these people. All of them were masters at the peak of the Heavenly King level. Especially the three people in the lead. They all had the combat power of the Heavenly Lord level. They were not ordinary Heavenly Lord level masters. This made the human race experts feel even more pressured. If they were at the peak of the Heavenly King level, it would not be a big deal. They could deal with them if they wanted to. But if they were at the Heavenly Lord level, then it was different. They had enough strength to crush them. Although that was what the three of them said, their gazes were quite domineering. There was an invisible pressure that came crashing down on them. The pressure caused the breathing of the human race experts to quicken. Clearly, this was done on purpose. Who are you people? This is the territory of our spirit realm's human clan. When did it become your turn? A peak Heavenly King snorted coldly. The competition for the Heavenly Demon God blood was already quite intense. Now that some young masters from the outside had appeared, they were naturally displeased. So he said coldly. One of the three leaders suddenly flicked his finger, and a beam of light turned into a sword light. This sword light actually displayed a sword technique. This sword technique was extremely terrifying. He had defeated this human race expert with just one move. In particular, the sword wounds on his body were almost all at vital spots. You're lucky. I'm in a good mood today. Otherwise, you'd be dead. That person said indifferently, his eyes filled with disdain. The experts of the human race also felt the strength of these three people. As expected of a Heavenly Lord level expert. Their strongest peak Heavenly King in the spirit realm was really not a match for them. Even if there were some moves with amplification, it would be useless against a true Heavenly Lord. Lin Fei could also tell that the other party had indeed shown mercy. Otherwise, that sword technique alone would have been enough to kill off the human race's expert. Not like this. Everyone's expression changed and they didn't say anything. In any case, from their point of view, it would not be easy to get the Heavenly Demon God blood. These three Heavenly Lord experts had given them a lot of pressure. When he attacked, he even showed mercy. This was obviously a great signal to them. It was best not to get involved in this matter, otherwise they wouldn't even know how they died. No one was willing to die here, and no one was willing to offend three Heavenly Lord level experts. It seems that it will not be easy for us to get the Heavenly Demon God blood this time. These people are not so easy to negotiate with. Lin Fei said indifferently. Of course. He said this for Gao Fan to hear. As for whether Gao Fan could listen to it, that was another matter. Gao Fan was even more unhappy at this time. The arrival of these three Heavenly Lord experts had indeed given him a lot of pressure. He had already calculated that the only one here who wanted to stop him from getting the Heavenly Demon God blood was this Lin Fei. But now that there were three Heavenly Lord experts, it seemed a little different. They had to fight. At that time, who would win and who would lose was still a question mark. It was really not pleasant. It is indeed not easy to get it. These three Heavenly Lord experts are quite strong. Gao Fan also said seriously. He could naturally see the strength of these three people. Not to mention anything else, just the peak Heavenly King experts behind them were not any weaker than the human race experts. It was not an exaggeration to say that they were crushed. It could only be said that the strength of the spirit realm was too weak, so weak that they did not even take it seriously. Then you'll just have to watch as these people make their move. Gao Fan turned his head and asked. These words were directed at Lin Fei. He naturally knew Lin Fei's strength. He dared to break into the base camp of the Heavenly Demon race single-handedly, played around with them, and killed so many Heavenly Demon Kings. Even Roman could not do anything to Lin Fei. He wanted to hear what Lin Fei thought. Lin Fei felt that Gao Fan was quite smart to know to ask him. Didn't he mean to ask him to do it? As long as he did it, It should be no problem to restrain these three heavenly lords. By then, he would be able to get the heavenly demon god blood. It was a good idea, but Lin Fei would not be so silly. I am just an ordinary person. How can I be a match for them? I came here purely to watch the show. Lin Fei said very seriously. How could Gao Fan believe Lin Fei's words? If this kid came to watch the show, he would cut off his head. Wasn't it to prevent him from getting the heavenly demon god blood and pretending to be serious? Just as Lin Fei and Gao Fan were talking, the three heavenly lord experts spoke again. We are from the Rakshasa sect. Are you satisfied now? When the three words Rakshasa came out, the eyes of many experts on the human race's side changed. They more or less knew the distribution of some forces in the Tianhe region, although it was very far away from them. Chapter 46-49. Damn it, it's actually people from Killing Luo sect. Why would they come here? Gao Fan was clearer about it. Especially some of the top experts in the Tianhe region, top forces. This Killing Luo sect was an existence that wasn't easy to deal with. He didn't even think that they would come to such a secluded place. He even bumped into them. Gao Fan felt that he didn't burn any incense on this trip. To think that such a thing would happen. It would be even more difficult for him to get the demon god blood. Does this Killing Luo sect have a huge background? I can see that everyone's eyes have changed, even you. You are more knowledgeable, why don't you tell me about it? Lin Fei didn't know much about Killing Luo sect, but he knew that it was a rather strong sect. No matter how much he knew, he definitely wouldn't be as clear as Gao Fan. The god-demon race came to conquer the world, so they naturally had a detailed understanding of the various forces. Lin Fei might as well ask Gao Fan to gain some experience. You guys are actually from Killing Luo sect. The experts from the human race took a deep breath. They also knew that since these people from Killing Luo sect were here, they could stand aside. They really couldn't imagine it. The three of them said indifferently. Our Killing Luo sect's trip here is quite simple. We're here for the heavenly demon god blood. If you guys are obedient, we'll pretend that nothing happened. As for what's inside, we don't want anything other than the heavenly demon god blood. You guys should be satisfied, right? It was not easy for someone from the Killing Rakshasa sect to say such words. It could be considered as giving face to the human clan expert. If any god-demon expert really comes, we will do it ourselves. We don't need you guys to do anything. I think that no one has any objections to such conditions. The person on the other side continued to speak. Of course, the human race experts didn't have anything to say. They had already announced their name, and it was Killing Luo sect. Offending Killing Luo sect wasn't a small matter, but a huge matter. Their strength wasn't a match for Killing Luo sect at all, so they all nodded their heads. We have no objections. No objections. How could it be possible for them to make a move again? If they couldn't even keep their lives, they wouldn't be merciful a second time. Therefore, at this time, the human experts were quite smart. It was better to behave. Gao Fan's mood worsened. If there were still some sky demon experts in the past, he could have made things difficult for these people from Killing Rakshasa. But now, the Heavenly Demon Clan really didn't have any experts. What was the use of 2 or 3 kittens? The fact that he didn't go to the Heavenly Demon Clan was already quite impressive. The origin of this Killing Luo sect is really great. They are one of the top 50 forces in the Great Thousand World. This Killing Luo sect is said to have been created by a person called the Fire Cloud Heretic God. This Fire Cloud Heretic God is really strong. He is a true heavenly god expert. Gao Fan said coldly. His explanation was quite detailed. Lin Fei was very surprised to hear this. Such a powerful force had actually come to the spiritual realm and had their eyes on the heavenly demon god blood. Lin Fei knew that this news was definitely not spread by him. It was possible that the other party had already received a lot of news. Or rather, they had bought the news from some intelligence department. Lin Fei went out for a trip and also had some understanding of these. As long as you had essence crystals, being able to buy some intelligence information was a simple matter. Lin Fei suddenly laughed. Then it seems that this time, the Heavenly Demon Clan has no chance. Even the Killing Luo sect has come. Gao Fan almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Even if the Killing Luo sect had come, so what? The Heavenly Demon God blood wasn't that easy to get. That might not be the case. Who knows if there is a trap below? Anyway, we just have to watch from the back. Lin Fei thought about it and felt that it was right. The Heavenly Demon God blood was below, but this palace had the divine light of destruction. It wouldn't be easy to get it. Lin Fei really didn't think about this at the start. Now that Gao Fan said this, it was obvious that there might really be a trap below. These experts from the Killing Luo sect weren't arrogant. When the time came, they could be used as cannon fodder. To put it bluntly, Lin Fei didn't have a good impression of these people from the Killing Luo sect. He couldn't wait for these experts from the Killing Luo sect to suffer here. It would be best if he could farm some aggro on them. He had already done it on Luomeng, but this Luomeng didn't seem to be able to farm any hatred. He might as well try it on some real heaven monarchs. After revealing the name of the Killing Luo sect, the 3 heaven monarch experts were ready to make a move. They had also seen the methods of the palace. It might be a bit of a headache for them to crack it with just these peak stage heaven monarchs. If they were to make a move, it would be a bit different. After all, they were heaven monarch experts. Just as they were about to make a move, the look in their eyes changed as they looked outside. A few more figures came in. As soon as these figures entered, their expressions changed slightly. Experts from the Killing Luo sect, you guys are quite fast. I thought you guys had already gone down. These people laughed loudly as soon as they arrived. This laughter was deafening, and it shocked these heaven monarch experts quite a bit. All of their blood was boiling. There were only a few people present who could hold on, and Lin Fei and Gao Fan were one of them. It could be said that most of the experts on the human side couldn't take it anymore. Previously, the experts from the Killing Luo sect still had some quality. However, these few figures were different. They appeared to be extremely arrogant. Their unbridled laughter was something that these human experts couldn't bear. There were those who were bleeding and those who were paralyzed on the ground. So it's the people from your black sect. You guys are quite capable. You kept following behind us. I thought you guys didn't dare to come in. The eyes of the 3 heaven monarchs were filled with disgust, but there was still a trace of fear. It was obvious that this black sect had quite a background. Lin Fei had never heard of this black sect. He knew that Gao Fan, who was beside him, would definitely have heard of it. When he looked back at Gao Fan, he found that Gao Fan's eyes were even worse, as if he was a life and death enemy. Lin Fei didn't expect that because of the heaven demon divine blood, not only the Killing Luo sect came, but also the black sect. This black sect seemed to be quite powerful. There weren't many people, only 5 of them, but all 5 of them were heaven monarch experts. When did heaven monarch experts come like cabbages? Usually, it was hard to see one, but now there were 8 of them. Bookseller's website. Chapter 4650. Gao Fan must be in a bad mood. Originally, he thought that he was in a bad mood because of Lin Fei's matter. However, because of the Temple Luo sect and the Black Gate, his mood became even worse. Fortunately, no one cared about it at this time, and naturally, no one would notice Gao Fan's change. From the beginning to the end, Lin Fei was the only one who saw it, and he was secretly laughing in his heart. Is this black sect also a top force? It seems that they are not inferior to the Killing Luo sect. Lin Fei asked. This black sect is not a good force. They do all kinds of evil. I heard that there is an assassin organization behind them, which is quite famous in the vast thousand world. Offending the black sect is equivalent to offending the assassin organization, unless you want to live in the assassin's hands every day. Therefore, no one is willing to offend the black sect, let alone the assassin organization. Alright, This background seemed to be a bit big. Lin Fei was also a bit surprised. For the heavenly demon god's blood, a top force really came out. Fortunately, Lin Fei was not too interested in the heavenly demon god's blood, but he was quite interested in the 8 heaven monarchs. He didn't know how much hatred he could get from these 8 heaven monarchs. Lin Fei thought about it and was quite looking forward to it. At this time, Lin Fei did not make a move, and let them break the palace first. If there was such free labor available, why not use it? Wouldn't it be a waste? Lin Fei still knew how to use it. He was even more glad that he had improved his strength. It did not improve by much, but the treasure body that he exchanged had greatly improved his defense. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so easy to deal with these Heaven Monarch realm experts that they encountered now. The Black Sect is the Black Sect, but if you want to make the heavenly demon god's blood, it depends on whether you have the strength. We will not give up so easily. The 3 heaven monarchs of the Killing Luo sect felt the pressure, but they did not give up. If they wanted the heavenly demon god's blood, they had to rely on real skills. The 5 experts of the Black Sect all smiled faintly. That's definitely the case, but I see that there are quite a lot of eyesores here. Let's chase them out first. Otherwise, it would be bad if rumors were to spread. As soon as the 5 Lords of Heaven finished their words, they immediately took action. One attack after another came down. These Heaven Monarch experts didn't take them seriously at all. Lin Fei didn't expect these Heaven Monarch experts to be so resourceful. He made his move on the spot. As soon as they made their move, their attacks became thunderous and brutal. A Heaven Monarch expert's methods were not like those of a peak-stage Heavenly King. Just a casual move from him was not something they could withstand. All the human experts were scared out of their wit. They didn't expect these Heaven Monarch experts to make a move just like that. They all fled outside. If he wanted to escape, he would have to face these 5 Heaven Monarch realm martial experts. Without exception, most of the peak Heavenly King experts were killed. Lin Fei also had a trick up his sleeve. It was a very simple trick. It contained the power of a heavenly lord. The power of the great Tao of thunder flew out, and the lightning transformed into a region. These thunderbolts were no longer as simple as the previous ones. The opponent's Heaven Monarch technique passed through the thunderbolts, and large swathes of thunderbolts collapsed. But this was, after all, the power of the great Tao of thunder, and it was still quite powerful. The remaining part of the power landed on Lin Fei's body, but it was like a tickle. There was no difference at all. The 5 Heaven Monarch experts also noticed the power of the great Tao of thunder, and were a little surprised. They could actually see the great Tao of thunder in such a small place. You people from the Black Sect are quite presumptuous. Do you really think that you can kill anyone? I'll just stand here and let you kill me. If you can kill me, then you have the ability. Otherwise, don't think that you're something. Gao Fan, who was not far away, was also enveloped in this lightning region, and the damage he suffered was much less. When he heard Lin Fei's words, he was gloating in his heart. He couldn't wait for Lin Fei to be killed so that he could vent his anger. If it wasn't for Lin Fei deliberately spreading the news of the heavenly demon divine blood, why would the experts of the human clan come here? Why would the people from the Killing Demon sect come here? Why would the people from the Black Sect come here? Anyway, this matter was more or less related to Lin Fei. Lin Fei had to pay a price no matter what. There was no other way. Gao Fan was prejudiced, and it was all caused by Lin Fei, that eyesore. Otherwise, if he secretly seized the territory, why couldn't he get the heavenly demon divine blood? As for now, he could only stare. Even though he could also burst out the strength of a Heaven Monarch, there were 8 Heaven Monarch experts here. No matter how strong he was, it was difficult for him to fight against these 8 Heaven Monarch experts. To put it bluntly, his strength was too weak. Otherwise, why would he target the heavenly demon divine blood so that his strength could reach the level of an emperor in one step? If he said too much, it would all be tears. The 5 Heaven Monarch experts from the Black Sect were a little surprised. A small native from the spiritual realm actually dared to say such words to them. Then, a gust of wind flew over, and this wind turned into a huge tornado, directly enveloping the entire Thunder region. The power of this tornado was quite strong, and it directly pulled the void apart. Lin Fei's large great way of thunder power instantly began to shake. The frequency of the shaking was quite high, as if it would be pulled apart at any time. Then, layers of power constantly seeped in, and it began to rush down like a torrential river. Lin Fei just stood still and smiled faintly. It's not that I look down on you, but you should at least be more serious with such means. Do you really think you can do anything to me? Lin Fei had spent a lot of capital on his body, and his physical body had reached the level of a heaven monarch. Not just anyone would be able to shake him. At the very least, only a Dharch would be able to make Lin Fei feel pain. Otherwise, just these heaven monarch experts wouldn't be enough. It wasn't that he looked down on them, but it really couldn't. Lin Fei's Dharch great way of thunder power was not a joke. What he was best at was destruction. No matter how strong this huge tornado was, a part of its power would be broken, and the remaining power would not be much when it landed on Yi Futian's body. Even half of it wouldn't be able to shake Lin Fei's physical body. The three heaven monarch experts from the Killing Demons sect didn't make a move and just watched from the side. The more they watched, the more strange they felt. Bookhouse website. Chapter 4651. That kid is quite capable. He does have some strength. No wonder he dared to say such words to the people of the Black Sect. I think the people of the Black Sect are going to vomit blood. That kid actually cultivated the power of the Dharch stage Great Tao of Thunder. He is a talent, but his temper is a bit stubborn. He knows that the Black Sect has 5 Heaven Monarch Realm experts, but he still dares to say such words. No matter what, it is best to make the Black Sect suffer some losses. It is a pity that he is such a young man. His future is boundless. The 3 people from the Killing Demons sect naturally knew what would happen if they offended the Black Sect. Even they did not dare to offend the Black Sect too much. After all, there was an assassin organization behind them. This assassin organization wasn't the biggest, but it was quite capable. They had assassinated many experts. One could imagine that even the Emperor King experts would be wary of this assassin organization. One could only imagine how strong he was. So, this young man offended the Black Sect and naturally did not have a good ending. After Lin Fei threw out a few words, he could clearly feel that his hatred value began to rise again. Compared to killing the Heavenly Demon Clan, the hatred value seemed to have increased a lot. It was increasing by dozens, and it did not stop at all. To increase the hatred value, I really have to find a Heaven Monarch Realm expert. After all, a Heaven Monarch Realm expert is proud and arrogant. Naturally, the hatred value will increase a lot. I really made the right choice. The originally increasing hatred value suddenly increased from dozens to hundreds, and it continued to rise. It was really a little hard for Lin Fei to imagine. Of course, this was also reasonable. The higher the level of the target to mock, the higher the hatred value. Lin Fei could completely imagine that if he went to provoke the Emperor King, the hatred value would increase. However, it was unknown whether he could survive or not. It was purely called seeking death. Unless one day, his physical body could reach the level of the Emperor King. At that time, he could go and kill them. For now, it was better for him to kill these Heaven Monarch Realm experts. The 5 Heavenly Lords from the Black Sect all felt a little strange. Especially the Heaven Monarch expert who made the move. His brows also raised. The power of his tornado was rather strong. Even a peak stage Heavenly King expert would hate it on the spot. But now, this brat was standing steadily, as if nothing had happened to him. This made his expression rather ugly. It turns out that you do have some ability. No wonder you dare to say such words. However, because of your words, I will turn you into ashes today. I will let you know how terrifying it is to face the anger of a Heaven Monarch expert. The Black Gate Heaven Monarch expert who spoke was called Heaven Monarch Yuanshan. He spoke softly, full of killing intent, and directly rushed into the lightning area. Lin Fei's thunderbolt instantly attacked. However, there was a faint glow on the opponent's body. After these rays of light rushed out, they collided with the Emperor-rank Great Tao of Lightning, and they seemed to be evenly matched. To Heavenly Lord Yuanshan, this was nothing at all. Just like that, he was getting closer and closer. I want to see what kind of ability you have to dare to say such ruthless words in front of me. No one has ever dared to say such words in front of me. Because they are all dead. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan stretched out a hand. This hand was by Ruyu, and it was shining with a special power. Everywhere it passed, the great Tao of lightning collapsed. At this time, Lin Fei also raised the corner of his mouth slightly. There was another ray of light in his hand, and he flicked it over. Then you can try this method of mine first. Let's see how it feels. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan's hand was getting bigger, as if it was going to wrap around Lin Fei. However, just as he was about to get close to Lin Fei's ball of light instantly exploded. This was the world-destroying divine light. In an instant, it pierced through his palm, leaving behind a series of holes. It could be said that his entire palm was riddled with holes. Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan let out a muffled groan as he retracted his palm. His jade-white palm was now riddled with cracks and drops of blood dripped down. The world-destroying divine light wasn't retracted so easily. It continued to turn into a stream of light, attacking one after another. This divine light is so powerful. I know what kind of divine light this is. This is the world-destroying divine light. Be careful, Yuanshan. This is the world-destroying divine light. You must be careful. The remaining 4 Heavenly Lord experts from Black Sect recognized the origin of this divine light immediately, and they all gasped. The world-destroying divine light was extremely difficult to deal with, and it was very powerful. A single world-destroying divine light like this could only be bought with dozens of crystals. The problem was that even if you wanted to buy it, you might not be able to buy it. This was a rare commodity. They had never thought that in this small world, a native would actually have such a ball of world-destroying divine light in his hands. The first thing they thought of was that this kid had a lord behind him. Even if he could afford this world-destroying divine light, he might not even know where to buy it. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan couldn't break through the world-destroying divine light at all, and he could only fly back. Lin Fei also retracted the world-destroying divine light, and it landed on his hand, playing with it leisurely. I don't know how powerful my world-destroying divine light is. If you haven't experienced it enough, you can come and give it a try. I don't mind anyway. Lin Fei's words were light, but to the 5 Heavenly Lord experts from Black Sect, it wasn't anything good. This was completely an act of provocation, but when they saw the world-destroying divine light in the opponent's hand, their minds started to change. The hatred on Lin Fei's side was rising rapidly. In a short period of time, the 5 Heavenly Lords had accumulated more than 10,000 hatred points. Even Lin Fei himself was a little surprised. This was way too good at farming. It felt like he was a peanut that was constantly being fried until oil came out of it. Kid, you do have some capability. You are a little different from them. It won't be easy to offend our Black Sect. The 5 Heaven Monarchs instantly made their move. Even the 3 Heaven Monarchs from the Killing Rakshasa sect felt the immense pressure from the thunderous power. This young kid was probably finished. A Heavenly Lord expert's move was enough to make people feel a huge pressure. Let alone these 5 Heavenly Lord experts. This kid was definitely courting death. He dared to be so unscrupulous with a world-destroying divine light. He really didn't know how his brain worked. Gao Fan felt that there was definitely something wrong with Lin Fei's brain. Chapter 46-52. Lin Fei went up against the 5 Heaven Monarch experts from the Black Gate by himself. No matter how one looked at it, it was an unwise choice. The human race didn't even realize that this Lin Fei was so terrifyingly powerful. He went against the 5 experts of Black Gate alone, and it seemed like he had to fight it out. When the Dharch Thunder Great Tao was activated, it really looked like it was going to be a fight. After the 5 Heaven Monarch experts rushed in, the Great Tao around them struck the Great Tao of Thunder and instantly tore a hole. Even if it was the Dharch Thunder Great Tao, with their treasures and their own strength, they could still resist it to a certain extent. The 5 Heaven Monarchs attacked in 5 directions, and it seemed like they were very good at group battles. Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan was the strongest among them, and he was like a sharp knife. He was the first to get close to Lin Fei. He had to let this native see that this wasn't the place for him to talk, but the Black Gate. Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan's methods were also very simple. He reached out a hand, which was completely golden, and there were runes flashing in the palm. It was very mystical. Everywhere it went, the Dharch Thunder Great Tao's power collapsed. It was obvious that Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan's methods were very strong. Even if he just reached out a hand, Lin Fei could feel how strong he was. Such an expert was simply a top-notch combat power in a place like the spiritual realm. Outsiders couldn't withstand it at all, not to mention that there were 4 Heaven Monarchs helping them. Anyone who encountered such a situation wouldn't have a good ending. Gao Fan was the happiest one. He couldn't wait for Lin Fei and the Black Gate to fight for 300 rounds. It would be best if both sides were injured, and then he would be able to reap the benefits. Don't disappoint me. Now that things have become so big, you are an overlord and a genius. You have to contribute to me no matter what. The development of this scene was quite in line with Gao Fan's expectations. These things were all caused by Lin Fei himself. If he didn't spread the news of the Heaven Demon Divine Blood, how would the outside forces know? How would they come here? Why did he have to work so hard? The moment the golden palm enveloped him, Lin Fei felt as though his entire body was about to fly into the palm. He immediately realized that there was something strange about his opponent's palm. He stretched out his hand and grabbed out. In an instant, a saber light slashed out like a stream of water and crashed into the other party's palm. In an instant, he blocked the opponent's attack, and at the same time, he stabilized himself. Although Lin Fei's saber technique looked very simple and ordinary, it was actually very unusual. That was because this was the latest saber technique that Lin Fei had cultivated. It was called Limitless. After Lin Fei cultivated countless treasure body techniques to increase his physical defense, he also cultivated an offensive technique, which was a blade technique. This was a brand new saber technique formed by the fusion of 2 special powers. Lin Fei was quite satisfied with this infinite saber technique. This was because the greatest advantage of this saber technique was that it was untraceable. Of course, another thing that Lin Fei liked was that it could explode with super strong might. The stronger Lin Fei was, the stronger the infinite saber technique would be. At the same time, the world-destroying god light on his other palm flew out, turning into countless beams of light that attacked the 4 Black Gate experts. It blocked their attacks one by one. Although the world annihilation divine light wasn't that big, the power it unleashed was still very real. Instantly, the 4 Black Gate experts felt the pressure and didn't dare to take it head-on. The countless runes on Heavenly Lord Yuanshan's palm shone brightly. He could feel that this blade technique wasn't normal and finally understood why Lin Fan dared to say such a thing. Just this strength alone is far from enough. You can't block it at all. The runes on Heavenly Lord Yuanshan's palm shone brighter and brighter. They were getting closer and closer to Lin Fei. Lin Fei laughed out. I think this strength is enough because you aren't coming at me at all. Hua hua hua. Many blade lights slashed over. They were extremely pure and direct. Some came from the front, some came from the side, some came from below, and some came from above. It could be said that they covered all directions. In an instant, Heavenly Lord Yuanshan felt a troublesome aura. Lin Fei's physical body was extremely strong. Therefore, the strength that he exploded out was even stronger. Moreover, he was using the infinite saber technique. For a moment, Heavenly Lord Yuanshan couldn't get close to Lin Fei. The moment Lin Fei's blade light appeared, he would feel a different kind of dangerous aura. Most importantly, he couldn't catch any traces of this blade technique. This was the most troublesome person to deal with. The fight between Lin Fei and them was very short and very fast. Everyone only saw Lin Fei use the World Annihilation Divine Light in his hand, followed by a blade technique. In an instant, he had suppressed the 5 experts from Black Sect. The 3 experts from Killing Rakshasa Sect felt their hearts sink. Since when did such a powerful expert appear in the spiritual realm? He was able to block the attacks of 5 Black Gate experts alone. Moreover, one of them was Heavenly Lord Yuanshan. If this news were to spread out, no one would believe it. They actually met a powerful aboriginal in a small world like the spiritual realm. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan attacked for more than 10 times consecutively. To think that he was unable to break through. His face darkened as well. He then spat out a pearl from his mouth. I didn't expect to meet such a powerful aboriginal in a small world. You forced me to use this air-frozen bead. You are amazing. The moment the air-frozen bead appeared, it landed on top of Heavenly Lord Yuanshan's head. The infinite saber technique that Lin Fei attacked was actually stopped by the air-frozen bead. It was extremely mysterious and magical. Lin Fei's pupils constricted. He knew what this treasure was. This should be a treasure at the Sovereign Emperor level for it to be able to block all the attack. Then, the opponent's palm pierced through. It was very fast, so fast that Lin Fei couldn't keep up. Lin Fei's fleshly body defense was also very strong. He was able to take the palm strike head-on and his entire body was sent flying. Behind him, the void shattered with a clatter. Lin Fei, on the other hand, stopped completely unscathed. You are indeed an expert from a foreign world. Even your Emperor Master-level treasure is so powerful. However, you are still too weak. You can't even kill a aboriginal like me. How embarrassing. You should go back. Chapter 46-53. Even though Lin Fei seemed to be able to block it easily, only he knew that the opponent's palm strike was extremely terrifying and powerful. Especially when the opponent's palm formed a vortex, which instantly turned into a spiral attack. If one's physical body wasn't strong enough, one's entire body would be torn to shreds by the attack of this spiral. Fortunately, Lin Fei's body was already very strong. The body of a heavenly monarch was naturally not something that the opponent's attack could break. Moreover, the opponent wasn't an Emperor Realm expert. When Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan saw that the opponent was unscathed, he frowned. This situation was a little unexpected. This lad seemed to be fine after taking a palm strike from him. The air-frozen pearl flew over again. He didn't believe that this lad could still block it. In that case, he would send another palm strike. If the first palm strike didn't work, then the second and third palm strikes. Let's see how long you can last. Anyway, your techniques can't be used in my eyes at all. Everything was really as Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan said. Under the envelopment of the air-frozen pearl, Lin Fei couldn't use any of his technique. On the contrary, Lin Fei's entire body seemed to have become a sandbag. One palm strike after another. Lin Fei didn't know how many palm strikes he had taken, but they were all very powerful. This Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan really wanted to kill him with one palm strike. However, he couldn't withstand the strength of Lin Fei's physical body. As palm strike after palm strike, he had a better understanding of his own physical body. He also knew that this Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan wasn't a match for him. Just as Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan sent another palm strike over, Lin Fei disappeared with a swoosh. Then, a saber slashed across gently. That Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan immediately retreated. He didn't attack anymore. Lin Fei also stopped and patted his body. Do you still want to continue fighting? If you want to continue fighting, then I'll fulfill your wish. Anyway, I'm not good at other things, but my physical body is pretty strong. Anyway, you can't beat me to death. Just a moment ago, Lin Fei had been attacked dozens of times, yet he was completely unscathed. On Heavenly Lord Yuanshan's side, one could see a wound on his clothes as he retreated. No, it should be more accurate to say that it was a crack that went straight to his body. Such a simple slash was enough to let Heavenly Lord Yuanshan know that this kid was indeed difficult to deal with. He was young, but his physical body was ridiculously tough. Jiang Yi didn't even doubt that his physical body had reached the Heaven Monarch realm. Such an enemy was too difficult to deal with. At the very least, the 5 Heaven Monarchs wouldn't be able to hold him down. Moreover, he had the world-extinguishing divine light. A single divine light was able to stop 4 Heaven Monarch realm experts, and Jiang Yi was truly unable to deal with them by himself. What a freak! Jiang Yi's expression turned even worse. He didn't expect the Black Sect to encounter such a thing. Killing Rakshasa Sect's side was also dumbfounded. A native actually withstood Heavenly Lord Yuanshan's attack. Even if they encountered Heavenly Lord Yuanshan's attack, they might not be able to withstand it. This was also the reason why they were so afraid. But now, a native actually withstood it. They realized that it wouldn't be easy to get the Heavenly Demon God blood today. Jiang Yi's physical body was simply too strong. Even the experts of the Heavenly Demon race might not be able to cultivate such a terrifying physical body. He was truly a super freak. Lin Fei was also very happy at this moment because the amount of hatred that Heavenly Lord Yuanshan and the other 4 Heaven Monarchs contributed was really beyond his imagination. This output was a bit high. In just such a short period of time, Lin Fei gained 20,000 hatred points from them. There was a moment when Lin Fei suspected that the system had calculated wrongly. Since when did Heaven Monarch experts contribute so much? But after thinking about it, he came back to his senses. It should be that the higher one's cultivation realm was, the higher the hatred points. Especially since he had formed a huge difference with them. A native and a high and mighty Black Sect expert, the amount of hatred points would be quite crazy. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan naturally didn't plan to make a move anymore. There was no point in making a move anymore. Instead, it would benefit others and waste their strength for nothing. But if he let this kid go just like that, he wouldn't be able to keep his face. He was really in a dilemma. At this moment, he still had to give himself a way out. You are quite strong, but your physical body is so strong. Be careful not to be captured and turned into a puppet warrior. After all, people like you are still very popular. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan snorted coldly and threatened the other party. They were Black Sect experts and naturally knew that there were many people in the vast thousand world who had different hobbies. For example, some people liked to refine puppet warriors. Therefore, people with a strong physical body like Lin Fei had always been quite popular. Lin Fei also snorted and said unhurriedly, "Let's see if they have the ability and if they can withstand this strike from my hand." After a simple exchange, Lin Fei also realized one thing. His physical body was indeed quite strong, but this method was still lacking. When the time comes, he would have to exchange for some great Tao. Killing Luo sect experts also started to speak. "I think we'd better break this trick first. Otherwise, we'll end up becoming someone else's tool after all our efforts are in vain." Although they didn't know who else would come next, they obviously didn't want to waste any more time here. Killing Luo sect's words still hit the bottom of Heavenly Lord Yuanshan's heart. With such a native here, he really didn't want to continue fighting. He wanted to break the palace first and retrieve the Heavenly Demon God blood from inside. Only then would his efforts not be in vain. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan snorted. "Then let's break it together. However, the 3 of us have to discuss this first. We'll break the divine light together. When the time comes, whoever comes in will be our enemy. Let's chase them out first. What about killing Luo sect and you?" Heavenly Lord Yuanshan didn't want to waste time here. Killing Luo's sect also didn't want to waste time here. They could only endure the anger in their hearts and break the divine light first. Killing Luo's sect naturally didn't have any objections. It was the same for Lin Fei's side. It was a pity that he couldn't continue to farm hatred. Of course, he knew that as long as he stayed here, the hatred would only increase. Sure, I have no objections. Lin Fei smiled faintly. Killing Luo's sect nodded. We have no objections. Since both sides have no objections, let's do it. Chapter 46-54. Everyone was surprised to see such an ending. Of course, the humans were still happy. Many of them were chased out. There weren't many people left behind. There were only a few left. Among them, Gao Fan was probably the most displeased. Gao Fan came to Lin Fei's side immediately. Junior brother Lin Fei, these people aren't easy to deal with. Especially this heavenly Lord Yuanshan. He even brought an emperor's treasure. Aren't we asking a tiger for its skin by cooperating with them? Gao Fan's own strength was actually very strong, but at this time, he also knew that with his own strength, he really couldn't beat these people here. Especially the 5 experts from Black Sect, especially this heavenly Lord Yuanshan. A single air-frozen pearl was enough to stop them. It consumed a lot of energy, but this treasure also gave everyone quite a bit of pressure. There were very few people like Lin Fei who could still fight back. They couldn't even tell that the saber move was different. In Gao Fan's opinion, he still had to rely on junior brother Lin Fei to get the heavenly demon god blood. As long as they could pin down the experts of Blackgate and Killing Luo sect, Gao Fan would be able to catch them off guard and snatch the heavenly demon god blood for himself. By then, he would be able to refine it. How could Lin Fei not know what Gao Fan was thinking? Gao Fan hoped that he could restrain these people so that he could get the heavenly demon god blood. Who asked us to be in a small world? We don't have any experts. However, I am considered an expert. When the time comes to snatch the heavenly demon god blood, I will restrain them. I will leave the opportunity to you, senior brother. I believe that when your strength explodes, you will definitely catch them off guard and let them know that there are still experts in our spiritual realm. These words really struck a chord in Gao Fan's heart. For a moment, he even suspected that it wasn't Lin Fei who released the news. Since when did Lin Fei become so easy to talk to? Or did Lin Fei really not know anything? Even Gao Fan himself was a little confused. No matter what, this was what Gao Fan wanted to hear the most. Following that, the 3 parties did not hesitate any longer. He began to break the divine light of destruction again. This time, the efficiency was much faster. There was a loud rumbling sound. The power of the divine light of annihilation was also weakened layer by layer. Gao Fan was getting happier and happier in his heart. He could already feel the aura of the heavenly demon god blood. To him, it was like a peerless tonic. It was the same for Killing Luo sect and Blackgate, they could also feel it. The existence of the heavenly demon god's blood here gave off a trace of dangerous aura. Lin Fei was the calmest of them all. No matter how good the heavenly demon god's blood was, it couldn't be better than his leisurely leveling system. In such a short period of time, he had gained another 1,000 or 2,000 hatred points, which should have been contributed by the Black Gate. Lin Fei was in an exceptionally good mood. If he managed to get his hands on the heavenly demon god blood, the hatred of these people would only grow. It was a pity that there were too few people coming in this time, which disappointed Lin Fei a little. He could not wait for more heaven lords to come. It didn't matter even if they were more powerful, they couldn't do anything to him anyway. The body of a heaven lord was still quite popular. Lin Fei's own methods were a little bad, but this was a small matter. After a loud rumbling sound, the last layer of power was finally broken, and a wave of heavenly demon chi directly rushed out. Wherever the heavenly demon chi passed, the void was directly corroded. Everyone sent out their treasures to resist the attack of the heavenly demon chi. Only Lin Fei didn't do anything, and just let the heavenly demon Qi rush over his body. As soon as the heavenly demon Qi approached Lin Fei, it was sent flying by Lin Fei's body. It kept collapsing, and a small vacuum zone was vaguely formed around his body. At this moment, a figure instantly rushed in. It was not an expert from Killing Luo sect, nor was it an expert from Black Gate. It was Gao Fan who had been at the side. This guy was like a fish in water in the face of the heavenly demon Qi, and he instantly went in. He was very fast. Lin Fei was not surprised at all. Senior brother Gao Fan was not such a kind-hearted person, and this guy was most likely the 9th prince of the heavenly demon clan. To them, this little bit of heavenly demon Qi was nothing at all, but to the human race this pressure was a little too much. If they were not careful, they would be corroded by the heavenly demon Qi, and they might even be taken away by the heavenly demon Qi, and finally become a walking corpse. The experts from Killing Rakshasa sect and Black sect reacted at the first moment and attacked. Lin Fei was also attacked. They never thought that a small indigenous world would be so bold, and actually rushed in while they were not paying attention. The treasures on him seemed to be a little unusual, and he could even withstand the heavenly demon Qi. This made them even more unhappy. Lin Fei waved his hand, and the Arch Thunder Dao fell in front of him, and then fell on them. At the same time, the infinite saber technique directly enveloped them. One saber after another, countless saber strikes. Like a meteor shower, in terms of close combat, Lin Fei was not inferior to anyone, and he also targeted the heavenly lords from Black Gate. In Lin Fei's eyes, the heavenly lords from Black Gate were more difficult to deal with, and of course, only Heavenly Lord Yuanshan was the most difficult. The other 4 were quite easy to deal with, and once Lin Fei's saber light enveloped them, they felt the pressure. This saber technique was indeed very fierce, and very unusual. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan released the air-frozen pearl. I will hold this guy back. You guys go in first, don't let that guy snatch the heavenly demon blood, let alone let him refine it. No one was willing to let others go in before they finally broke the divine light, so they had to stop that guy first. The other 4 Heaven Monarch Realm experts rushed in immediately. They also escaped from the shroud of Lin Fei's saber light, because once the air-frozen pearl was out, Lin Fei's method seemed a little insignificant. The people from Killing Devil sect didn't stay idle either, and they also rushed in immediately. Lin Fei was very calm from beginning to end, but he knew that Gao Fan still had some tricks up his sleeves, and whoever underestimated him would definitely suffer a big loss. Initially, Lin Fei wanted to try refining the heavenly demon god blood. But now, he felt that there was no need for that. Wouldn't it be better to create more hatred outside? This time, the amount of hatred contributed was much more than before, and they were obviously a little annoyed. They clearly had their eyes on it, but it was still stolen by an inconspicuous guy. This time, Heavenly Lord Yuanshan just wanted to restrain Lin Fei, and he didn't use any more fierce methods, as it was meaningless. The opponent's Heavenly Lord physical body was really too difficult to deal with, and he couldn't break the defense at all. As long as the defense couldn't be broken, everything else was useless. Bookhouse website. Chapter 4655. If I were you, I would definitely leave the spiritual world because it has no future. Why not join our black sect? Heavenly Lord Yuanshan tried to recruit Lin Fan once more. The more he fought, the more he knew how strong Lin Fan was. A person like Lin Fan was most suitable to be a tool. It would be very beneficial to restrain the enemy. Although he was able to restrain Lin Fei, he couldn't do anything to him at all. Lin Fan's physical body was very strong. Unless someone stronger attacked, he could only trap Lin Fan. Therefore, Heavenly Lord Yuanshan also wanted to try and see if he could recruit this kid. If he could recruit him back, it would be considered as a meritorious deed. Such a person was definitely worth paying attention to. If he could improve his techniques, his combat strength would be even stronger. He would be invincible in close combat. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan still had this bit of foresight. Lin Fei laughed. I'm sorry, but I'm really not interested in joining a sect. I feel that my current situation is quite good. Although the spirit realm is a small world of natives, and I can also be considered a small native, I'm living a relaxed life. There's no scheming or scheming. What do you think? This was the first time Heavenly Lord Yuanshan heard such a thing, and he couldn't imagine it. He even understood why Lin Fan's physical body was able to improve. Perhaps it was because of this. Heavenly Lord Yuanshan could only say that it was a pity that he couldn't recruit such a good tool. Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan's thoughts towards this tool that he couldn't recruit was very simple. When the time came, he would definitely destroy this guy. If one day this guy ran to the boundless world and learned some tricks, it would be a big problem for them. A fellow with a Heaven Lord level physical body was too hard to deal with unless an Emperor King expert attacked. Now, Emperor Kings didn't have much free time, so why would they attack? At the same realm, no one would be able to suppress this fella. He was just too hard to deal with. Just like that, Heavenly Lord Yuanshan restrained Lin Fei. Lin Fei didn't have any intention of rushing inside. He left the rest to Gao Fan. He believed that with Gao Fan's ability, he should be able to get the heavenly demon god blood. When the time came, he should be able to obtain even more honor points by grinding this Gao Fan again. Lin Fei felt that he was really too smart to be able to think of such a method. Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan really hoped that Lin Fei wouldn't rush in. It was better to restrain Lin Fei on the outside than on the inside. To be able to set up so many traps on the outside, one could imagine what the situation inside was like. There was no room for negotiation. In the blink of an eye, about the time it took for an incense stick to burn had passed. Suddenly, a few figures rushed out in a sorry state. Not good, that guy actually snatched away the heavenly demon god blood and refined a part of the heavenly demon god blood's power. We are no longer his match. The ones who spoke were the experts of the Black Sect. Their faces were pale. It was the same for killing Rakshasa. At this moment, Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan stopped. He really couldn't believe that an aboriginal could cause him to be in such a sorry state. Now, another aboriginal had popped out and refined the heavenly demon god blood. How was that possible? Are you guys sure you didn't see wrongly? The heavenly demon god blood wasn't any ordinary god blood. It wasn't something that anyone could refine. If one tried to refine it without preparation, one's body would explode. Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan understood the situation. To be honest, it was quite a blow to him. Right after he said those words, a figure dashed out from the crowd. His arrogant laughter echoed through the air. This person was none other than Gao Fan. The Gao Fan at this moment was a little different. His eyes were bloodshot and emitted a chilling aura. Even Lin Fei could feel that Gao Fan was a little different. The aura on the other party was much stronger than before. However, Lin Fei could feel a foreign aura. Immediately, he understood that the Gao Fan at this moment shouldn't be the Gao Fan from before. Indeed, the heavenly demon god blood wasn't that easy to refine. All he had to do was to have some thoughts, and Gao Fan seemed to be in trouble. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Those people from the heavenly demon race really knew how to play some tricks. Not only did they leave behind the heavenly demon god blood, they even left behind some trick. In the end, Gao Fan was in trouble. If he didn't guess wrongly, the Gao Fan at this moment shouldn't be the real Gao Fan anymore. He must have been possessed by someone else. Ha 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 ha. Not bad. To think that I would have prepared so much blood food the moment I came out. And it's even a heavenly monarch. I'll start with you then. Gao Fan's voice turned hoarse as he stared at Lin Fei. After a phantom, he appeared behind Lin Fei and grabbed out with both his palms, as though he was going to devour Lin Fei. Lin Fei turned around and slashed his saber at Gao Fan's body, instantly sending Gao Fan flying. Following that, tens of thousands of rays of light burst forth, catching Gao Fan off guard. You want to eat me? Aren't you thinking too much? I've long been on guard against this move of yours. Do you really think that I'm so easy to deal with? Seems like you've lived for too long. Heavenly Monarch Yuanshan could also feel the terror of this slash. He had a new impression of this guy. He was indeed a cunning guy. To think that he had been on guard against such a move. If this had landed on any of the heavenly monarchs, they definitely wouldn't have been able to withstand it so easily. It was inevitable that they would be injured. On the other side, after Gao Fan went out, blood began to flow from the corner of his mouth. There were even more cracks on his body, covering his entire body, and blood was flowing out. After all, although Gao Fan's body was strong, it wasn't as strong as Lin Fei's. Moreover, Lin Fei's slash was unintentional. Naturally, Gao Fan wouldn't have been able to withstand it. I'm actually injured. Despicable brat, how dare you scheme against me? Gao Fan lowered his head and looked at the fresh blood flowing out of his body. His expression changed and was filled with endless hatred. And Lin Fei also gained hatred at this moment. It went over 1,000. He was even more shocked. This guy who possessed him really had a strong background. This also made Lin Fei realize that something was wrong. This fellow might even be an imperial emperor. He couldn't burst out the strength of an emperor now, but once he refined the heaven demon god's blood, wouldn't he become a real emperor? Chapter 46-56. The strength of Gao Fan, who came out again, soared. At the same time, the hatred value that he had gained was far beyond Lin Fei's expectations. He was also overjoyed in his heart. He finally found a guy who could easily gain hatred. You see, I'm not as easy to deal with as you think. If you come to deal with me again, it won't be that simple. The look in Gao Fan's eyes also changed slightly. In the blink of an eye, he had his eyes on the other expert. Whether it was the experts of the Black Sect or the Killing Devil Sect, they all cursed when they saw this situation. Originally, they had all suffered a big loss. They didn't get the heavenly demon god blood, but such an expert appeared. Now that Lin Fei said this, it seemed that he had his eyes on them again. Before they could say anything, Gao Fan directly rushed towards them. A demonic aura shrouded them, and in an instant, the surrounding area couldn't be seen clearly. It was the same for Lin Fei. Lin Fei didn't even think of leaving, and just stood there quietly. After the next breath, a figure instantly attacked. It turned out to be Gao Fan again. Both of his hands turned into sharp claws. This claw, splitting mountains and rocks, was very ferocious. You're quite despicable, using your divine ability to launch a sneak attack, but you're destined to fail. Lin Fei laughed out loud and dodged the attack in an instant. Turning around, he slapped over one palm at a time. Who's afraid of close combat? You've gained 500 hatred points. You've gained 500 hatred points. You've gained 500 hatred points. In the blink of an eye, he contributed another 1,500 hatred points to Lin Fei. After Gao Fan seemed to be unable to defeat him, he instantly escaped into the darkness. Then he went to deal with some other Lord of Heaven expert. From time to time, a muffled groan could be heard. Lin Fei knew that those Lord of Heaven experts were unlucky. Lin Fei didn't even think of helping them. At this time, Gao Fan, who was possessed, wasn't so easy to deal with. Lin Fei also relied on his own strong defense. Coupled with close combat methods, he could really play with the opponent. He couldn't wait for Gao Fan to kill all these Heaven Monarch experts. The more he killed, the more unlucky Gao Fan would be. Both the Killing Luo sect and the Black sect behind them will come. The surrounding movements were getting quieter and quieter. Lin Fei also knew that many Heaven Monarch experts had died. Even at this moment, Lin Fei's divine sense was very strong, but it could not penetrate the darkness organized by the Devil Chi. He also knew that this divine ability was not simple. It might even be one of the 3,000 great Daos. Lin Fei decided to wait and see. In reality, it was as Lin Fei had guessed. After being possessed, Gao Fan's combat prowess skyrocketed, reaching the level of a sovereign emperor. However, He had not truly refined and absorbed it, so the combat prowess he erupted with was barely at the level of a sovereign emperor. It took a lot of time to eliminate these Heaven Monarch experts. Finally, Gao Fan's figure appeared once again, and he launched another attack. This method of yours is rather fast. You can eliminate all these Heaven Monarch experts in a short time. But if you want to eliminate me, I think you are thinking too much. Lin Fei smiled while resisting the opponent's attack. His hands were very powerful, especially his claws, which were very sharp. They were no different from divine weapons. The only problem was that the opponent's physical body had not really caught up to Lin Fei's level. Therefore, the power of this move could not reach the limit, which meant that there was a so-called ceiling. Because of this, Lin Fei was still able to resist with ease. Of course, Gao Fan also had his own tricks up his sleeve. When he attacked, streams of demonic energy turned into threads, trying to seep in. As soon as the threads got close to Lin Fei, they were bounced off. You see, I have already told you, and you must have done it in vain. You still don't believe me. Don't be fooled by my looks and strength. I am not someone you can deal with. Lin Fei was even more glad that he had raised his defense. Sure enough, the stronger his defense was, the stronger his ability to protect his life. At the very least, even Gao Fan, who was an emperor lord, could not do anything to him for a while. No matter how strong the power was, or how strong the penetration was, Lin Fei could still withstand it. After a long time, he felt that Gao Fan was the one who was at a disadvantage. It was obvious that Gao Fan had not completely refined the heavenly demon divine blood. Of course, the longer it dragged on, it was also good for Lin Fei. For example, the hatred value began to rise. It was more exciting than killing Heaven Monarchs. In such a short period of time, Lin Fei had gained 10,000 hatred value. This was really a good deal. If I were you, I would stop and have a good rest. There are so many people in this boundless world. Why do you insist on me alone? I don't think it makes sense at all. What do you think? In fact, Lin Fei also understood in his heart why Gao Fan had been staring at him. It should be because the remnant thoughts left behind after being taken away were too deep. Lin Fei also admired the methods of the Heavenly Demon clan. They actually left such a move behind. He wondered if the 9th prince of the Heavenly Demon clan would regret it later. He had been killed by his own people. You ruined the good things of our Heavenly Demon clan. This old man will naturally destroy you. I don't believe that you can hold on for so long. Gao Fan's voice was full of deep coldness, like the voice in a world of ice and snow, so cold that it made people shiver. Gao Fan's speed increased again, and a cold light flashed in front of Lin Fei. Don't look at these cold lights. Such a cold light could easily kill a heavenly king and injure a heaven monarch expert. As for Lin Fei, it could only cut open Lin Fei's clothes and even leave a white mark on Lin Fei's body. It was impossible to take another step forward. Since you don't want to listen to me, you can continue. I think the longer you drag it out, the harder it will be for you to refine the heavenly demon god blood. Anyway, I have thick skin and flesh, so don't be afraid. Lin Fei didn't fight back at all, because his strength to fight back was really not as good as Gao Fan, who had reached the Imperial Emperor level. This defense was different. It was really strong. Lin Fei thought that when the hatred accumulated more, he would pile more of this physical body. It would also become more powerful. In particular, the rings of misty light around his body were formed by several types of protective treasures to form a single body of defense. 1 joss stick's worth of time. 1 hour. 6 hours. Lin Fei did not know how long his opponent had been fighting for. In any case, his opponent had not stopped attacking at all. Instead, he continued to maintain a high state of eruption. For Lin Fei, this was a great harvest. He didn't expect that he could really harvest a lot of hatred. In a short period of time, Lin Fei's hatred directly exceeded 500,000. It set a new high. Bookhouse website. Chapter 4657. In fact, Lin Fei did not expect that he would gain so much hatred just by killing Gao Fan. It was faster than killing the Lord of Heaven before. The stronger and faster the opponent was, the higher the anger of the opponent, and the more hatred he would gain. With 500,000 hatred points, he could exchange for a lot of treasures, and his physical defense would become stronger. If possible, Lin Fei really did not mind killing another 500,000 or 1,000,000, but it depended on whether Gao Fan agreed or not. After attacking for 6 hours, Gao Fan suddenly retreated and actually stopped attacking. Considering that it's not easy for you to cultivate, why don't you follow me? I promise you a bright future. Gao Fan, who had been attacking for a long time, realized that this guy called Lin Fei was indeed very capable. In particular, his physical defense was terrifyingly strong, layer after layer, and it was impossible to penetrate. After attacking for 6 hours, Gao Fan also realized the benefits of a strong physical body. However, he did not really refine the heavenly demon god's blood. How could it be so troublesome, and he would have taken down this kid long ago. He could even refine the other party into a puppet warrior with such a strong physical body. It was really very rare. Then forget it. There's no future for me to follow you. Don't you know that the heavenly demon is now no different from a street rat? Even you can't take me down. I advise you to go back and cultivate. Come back when you've cultivated your strength, Lin Fei said in a serious tone. Gao Fan looked at him coldly, turned around and went outside. If it was a normal time it would be fine, but at this time, how could Lin Fei let the other party go? This was a tool that he had found with great difficulty. If it was gone, where could he find such a tool? Lin Fei could also be sure that Gao Fan was no longer the Gao Fan from before, and had definitely been replaced by someone else. Don't be in a hurry to leave, we've only been fighting for such a short time, we have to fight for at least 3 days and 3 nights, I can still take it. Lin Fei unleashed his movement technique and chased after Gao Fan. Following that, bolts of lightning came crashing down, completely restricting Gao Fan's speed. After all, these thunderbolts were quite powerful. Gao Fan turned around and glanced over coldly. In the blink of an eye, he was already in front of him. He had actually turned back. Lin Fei took the opportunity to block. He was really not afraid of the other party. This attack came crashing down, breaking through several layers of defense. Even his qi and blood began to churn. That's right. Don't be in such a hurry to leave. Don't you want to kill me? To be honest, if we fight for 3 days and 3 nights, I probably won't be able to hold on. Don't you want to try? Just now, it really gave Lin Fei a lot of pressure, and of course, it also harvested a lot of hatred. In one breath, he had managed to farm 1,300 aggro points. Where else could he find such a good deal? Therefore, Lin Fei hoped that Gao Fan would stay here. To be a good tool. Gao Fan's eyes became even colder. Just now, he did use some means to catch the other party off guard, but he did not expect the other party's physical body to be beyond imagination. He knew that there was no point in continuing to stay here. The only thing he had to do now was to completely refine the heavenly demon god's blood, so that he could truly unleash the strength of an emperor. It would not be like now, barely reaching the level of an emperor. Although he could also sweep away these heavenly monarch experts, the Lin Fei in front of him made him very angry. He was like a volcano that almost erupted. Whoosh! Gao Fan turned into a black stream of light and rushed out. This time, Lin Fei could not stop Gao Fan. In fact, he also knew in his heart that if this guy really wanted to leave, it would not be easy to stop him with his strength. Lin Fei was quite proud. At the very least, the treasure body that he had farmed had improved his defense, and he could even withstand the power of an ordinary emperor. The next time Gao Fan appears, it should be time to completely refine the heavenly demon god's blood. If he still can't do anything to me at that time, then the aggro points that I've farmed should be even higher. Lin Fei's reaction was quite fast. He also knew one thing, and that was that he had to properly farm this Gaofan, and right now, he had to first use up these 500,000 hatred points. Lin Fei was not in a hurry to leave the palace. There was also a good thing left. That was the divine light of destruction. Previously they did not break it, they only forcefully suppressed it. Now that Gaofan had left, the others were either dead or injured, and there was almost no one here. How could Lin Fei miss the divine light of destruction? In front of the palace, the divine light of destruction was restored once again. Lin Fei now had honor points, which was a good thing. It could refine all treasures. Of course, it was nothing more than a matter of honor points. He felt that refining this divine light of destruction should not be too difficult. At least the power of the divine light of destruction had been consumed. Divine light of destruction, a unique type of divine light that possesses extraordinary power and destructive abilities. Refining the divine light of destruction required 10 million honor points. 10 million honor points was not a lot, but it was not a small amount either. Because upgrading to the Lord of Heaven level only required 100 million honor points. Lin Fei could still accept it. After all, this divine judge of destruction was not inferior to the divine light of destruction at all. Now, he was lacking some offensive means. Without any hesitation, Lin Fei directly chose to refine it. After 10 million honor points were consumed, the divine light flew out and fell directly into Lin Fei's hands. On the left was a ball of divine light of destruction, and on the right was a ball of divine light of destruction. It is indeed a good thing. I didn't expect to pick up a treasure. Lin Fei also found that when the two kinds of divine light gathered together, they actually had the effect of combining with each other, and the power was invisibly increased by several times. This made Lin Fei a little surprised. He also knew that for such a divine light, it was very powerful to master a single one. Now that he had mastered two, it was really rare. No wonder there was a burst of power from combining with each other. If he had this divine light of destruction previously, Gaofan would not have left so quickly. He entered the palace, intending to see what else was inside. In the end, there was nothing but some dry corpses inside. There was really nothing except the heavenly demon divine blood. He turned around and left. He returned to Tianyuan City. He did not return to the Sky Reaching School. He did not know if Gaofan from the Sky Reaching School had returned. The possibility was still very low. It was better to stay here in Tianyuan City at this time, where no one would control him. Bookseller's website. Chapter 4658. He didn't know where Gaofan had escaped to. Lin Fei didn't plan to find him either. Anyway, let him refine the heavenly demon god's blood first. At that time, he would be a genuine Emperor stage powerhouse. This time would probably take quite a long time. Lin Fei couldn't wait for him to cultivate for as long as possible. When he came back, he would be a tool again and he would be able to farm more hatred points. As soon as he returned to Tianyuan City, Lin Fei returned to his study. He still had important things to do. That was to completely use up the 500,000 hatred points on hand. This time, he was quite satisfied with the defense brought by these treasure bodies. He had only refined a few treasure bodies and his defense had already increased. If there were a dozen or 100 treasure bodies, wouldn't his physical defense be ridiculously strong? Lin Fei could feel that these treasures were like layers of defense. Only by breaking through these defenses would he be able to truly threaten his physical body. It could also be considered a form of invisible defense. This also made Lin Fei hope that he could refine more treasure bodies. With these 500,000 hatred points, Lin Fei had to raise his defense to the next level. When the defense reached its limit, even if he stood still, he would be able to make all the powerhouses stare at him. Sometimes, Lin Fei liked to say that when your physical body was strong, it would naturally be the best way to attack. If you didn't understand this sentence, you could change it to another sentence, that is, the strongest defense is offense. If you knocked down all your enemies, naturally no one would be able to threaten you. With 500,000 hatred points, Lin Fei didn't have much of a choice this time. Anyway, the treasure bodies had been exchanged one by one. No matter what attributes you had, he would exchange them all. One step at a time. The 500,000 hatred points were exchanged for almost 60 treasure bodies, all of which were cheap treasure bodies. In fact, if these cheap treasure bodies were placed outside, it would cause a huge uproar, and there would be many people snatching them. After refining all 60 treasure bodies in one step, Lin Fei instantly felt that his physical defense had increased by a lot. If it was 10 before, then it should have reached at least 70 or 80 now. Lin Fei took out the divine light of destruction and the divine light of annihilation, and placed them on himself. As he had imagined, the two divine lights that landed on his body couldn't even penetrate the layers of defense. Basically, they could only penetrate about 20 to 30 layers. This also made Lin Fei completely satisfied. I wonder if Gao Fan, that guy, will cry himself to sleep in the toilet when he finds out that he has given me so much hatred. It's a pity that this guy ran too fast and I can't find him. Otherwise, I would have been able to get more hatred. After tasting the sweetness of this hatred, Lin Fei hoped that he could transform into more treasured bodies and increase his defense to the next level. Unfortunately, at this time, Gao Fan had disappeared without a trace. Even the people from the Brotherhood sect and the Killing Rakshasa sect seemed to have disappeared. Lin Fei wondered if he should make a trip to the Heavenly Demon's lair. He remembered that there were still some experts there. If he pinched these experts again, he should be able to gain some hatred points. In the end, he decided to forget it. If he were to farm hatred points so frequently, the Heavenly Demon clan probably wouldn't be able to contribute. Lin Fei might as well stay idle and wait and see. He wanted to see who else would jump out, and then he would find them to farm hatred points. Time passed, and a month had passed. During this month, the entire spiritual realm was relatively calm. The Heavenly Demon clan was constantly besieged and lost countless heavenly demons, but Gao Fan was still nowhere to be seen. There were more young masters outside, and these young masters had quite a background. As soon as they came, they went to visit some immortal sects, and it seemed that they had reached a certain cooperation. Lin Fei wasn't very clear about these. They were all told by the Tianyuan City Lord. With Lin Fei presiding over Tianyuan City, it could be said that Tianyuan City was a very safe place in the entire spiritual realm. Therefore, during this month, many people from other cities ran to Tianyuan City because they could avoid a lot of danger here, especially not being targeted by the Heavenly Demon clan. Who didn't know that the Heavenly Demon clan was almost no different from street rats? Some powerful people went to capture these heavenly demons. Now these heavenly demon captives were very valuable, and a heavenly demon captive could be sold for a lot of spirit stones. If they were short of money, they could capture captives. If they wanted to buy treasures, they could capture captives. If they wanted to cultivate, they could capture captives. Anyway, at this time, the heavenly demon was the best tool to make money. In fact, Lin Fei didn't think that the Heavenly Demon clan would be so miserable. It couldn't be helped, who asked him to kill so many Heavenly Demon kings, causing the Heavenly Demon clan to have very few experts who could fight. The only one who could barely stand was Luo Meng. He was also injured by Lin Fei, and his injury couldn't be healed in a short time. Lin Fei didn't attack again, but his honor value was still rising. He was still 20 million short of 100 million honor value. No matter who went to the Heavenly Demon lair to capture these heavenly demons, they were very grateful to Lin Fei. If it weren't for Lin Fei making a big fuss, how could it be so easy? As for how everyone knew about this news, it wasn't Lin Fei himself who released it. Among them, there were also people from the Heavenly Demon clan who released it themselves. After all, they would know what was going on after capturing a few Heavenly Demon captives. Therefore, everyone also knew about Lin Fei of the Heavenly Reaching Church. Thinking about how Lin Fei had continuously blocked the attacks of the Heavenly Demons in Tianyuan City, they naturally knew about Lin Fei's strength, which was really unfathomable. Some people even said that Lin Fei was already the #1 person among the younger generation in the spiritual realm. As for this kind of news, Lin Fei quite liked to listen to it. Even if it was just flattery, it was also good. In any case, it could still contribute to his honor value. Lin Fei really had to thank the person who released the news. As for whether or not it was to flatter him, it didn't matter at all. If the person really intended to flatter him, and then kill him by flattering him, Lin Fei didn't mind letting him have a taste of his power. On this day, Lin Fei continued to drink tea leisurely in the courtyard. This was considered Lin Fei's favorite thing to do recently. This tea was naturally good tea. After a sip, it would be of great help to his whole body. Junior brother Lin Fei. A figure suddenly broke into Tianyuan City. It came to the courtyard where Lin Fei was. This was a rather messy figure. When Lin Fei saw this figure, he was also shocked. Senior Sister Feng, what's wrong with you? Chapter 46-59. At this moment, Feng Yi was in a very sorry and miserable state. It was obvious that she had met with some trouble. This caused Lin Fei's heart to tremble slightly. He knew Feng Yi's strength. For her to be in such a state at this moment, the person who attacked her must be very strong. It's here. Just as this thought crossed Lin Fei's mind, a few voices rang out in the distance. Following that, several figures rushed into Tianyuan City. Ever since the Heavenly Demon Clan didn't dare to attack, Tianyuan City's formation was not activated, let alone Tianyuan City Lord Mansion. This was also the reason why Feng Yi could come in so easily. Lin Fei helped Feng Yi stand up. At this moment, those figures also came in. They directly appeared in the sky above the courtyard, looking down from above. These three people's aura were very strong. They were actually at the peak of Heavenly King. No wonder Feng Yi couldn't beat them. Those who could reach the peak of Heavenly King were very strong. If they had some treasures, not everyone could beat them. Unless it was a Heavenly Monarch Realm expert. Unfortunately, Feng Yi wasn't a Heavenly Monarch Realm expert. Young Lady Feng, our young master has been looking for you for a long time. You didn't give us face and forced us to take action. If it's you, you should leave now. Otherwise, your friend will be in trouble. Even this Tianyuan City will be in trouble. These three people didn't even look at Lin Fei. They looked unscrupulous and even used Tianyuan City to threaten Feng Yi. Feng Yi also glared at them. You will regret it soon. This is Tianyuan City, not a place where you can be impudent. At this moment, Lin Fei didn't have to guess to know what was going on. It should be a foreign young master who had his eyes on Feng Yi. After all, Feng Yi's bloodline was a little different. Naturally, she was noticed. He didn't expect them to be so bold. They even dared to make a move against the sky-reaching sect. If it was in the past, they would have been beaten out of their souls by the sky-reaching sect. You are indeed going to regret it soon. After all, this is not a place you should come to. Do you know who I am? I think you don't know either. Feng Yi didn't expect that she would be targeted the moment she went out. They came to capture him in broad daylight. She didn't even dare to think about this in the past. It wasn't easy for her to escape and come all the way to Tianyuan City. After seeing Lin Fei, she felt a sense of security. Big senior brother Gao Fan had not appeared for a month. It was said that he had refined the heavenly demon god blood. Whether the news was true or not, no one knew. In any case, no one had seen eldest senior brother return. Feng Yi more or less knew some news, and she also felt that this senior brother Gao Fan seemed a little different. He could even refine the heavenly demon god blood. Subconsciously, Feng Yi liked to stand on Lin Fei's side. She was the senior sister, but Lin Fei had helped her a lot. Therefore, when she was being chased, she came to Tianyuan City immediately. Fortunately, Lin Fei was in the city lord's mansion. The three people laughed unconcernedly. I don't care who you are. Anyway, we are going to take this person away. However, because of what you said just now, I will give you a knife, and let you experience what it means to say disaster comes from the mouth. As soon as he said that, that person instantly appeared in front of Lin Fei and used his hand as a knife to slash Lin Fei's neck. The scene of blood flowing like a river did not appear. The opponent's knife slashed across Lin Fei's neck. Nothing happened, but Lin Fei clearly felt that he had slashed his opponent's neck. Then, Lin Fei gently raised his hand and grabbed the opponent's neck. Everything happened in the blink of an eye. With such little strength, how dare you act presumptuously in front of me? I gave you a chance, but you still can't kill me. I am so disappointing. He exerted force in his hand and broke the man's neck with a crack. Then, he threw the man aside. Then, thunderbolts burst out from the man's body. It was the Emperor-level Thunderbolt Great Path. He could not be more dead. The remaining two people were instantly enraged. They had not caught this person, but one of them was killed. Who the hell are you? How dare you kill our young master's subordinate? Do you want to die? Lin Fei said with a faint smile. Didn't you know who I am when you came? This is Tianyuan City, and I am Lin Fei, a disciple of the sky-reaching church. That should be enough. Rumble. The sky full of thunderbolts fell directly. The power of Emperor-level Thunderbolt was very strong. As soon as it enveloped them, their expressions changed. Then, Lin Fei walked into the Thunderbolt. He turned back and smiled at Feng Yi. See how I will help you vent your anger. The two of them were very strong. They had reached the pinnacle of the Heavenly King realm. However, as soon as they entered the area of Emperor-level Thunderbolt, they could feel the pressure. In the blink of an eye, Lin Fei arrived beside them. He struck out with his palms from both sides, which landed directly on their bodies. I have comprehended something recently. It's time for you to see what the strongest power is. The two palms, one on the left and one on the right, instantly landed on the bodies of the two-peak Heavenly King experts. With a loud bang, Feng Yi saw two balls of fireworks explode, extremely beautiful and colorful. Sai, you are too weak. You can't even take a palm from me. I don't know where you get the courage to act presumptuously here. Lin Fei shook his head gently and returned to the ground. The Tianyuan city lord rushed over immediately. He smelled the blood and saw Feng Yi. He seemed to understand what was going on. Clean up this place. I will take senior sister to relax. It just so happens that I haven't been out for some time. Just like that, Lin Fei brought Feng Yi and left Tianyuan City. Until they were far away, the Tianyuan City Lord shook his head. These fellows are really bold. Junior brother Lin Fei can even kill a heavenly demon king, let alone you puny heavenly kings. I really don't know who gave you the courage. Junior brother Lin Fei, thank you. If it wasn't for you, I'm afraid I would have suffered today. I didn't expect those foreign young masters to dare to act so brazenly. At the mention of this, Feng Yi was filled with anger. She also felt wronged. Fortunately, she had finally come to Lin Fei and solved the problem. Logically speaking, they shouldn't have dared to do this. There are still some experts in our spiritual realm. Could it be that the elders in our sect are all blind? When Lin Fei mentioned this, Feng Yi's expression changed greatly again. She let out a long sigh. Junior brother, looks like you really don't care about the situation of the sect. Chapter 4660. Lin Fei didn't care much about the situation of Heaven's Reaching Church recently. Since he came back from that place, he basically stayed in Tianyuan City like a salted fish. If Feng Yi didn't come here, he really wouldn't know about it. I really don't know about it. You know my temperament. Especially recently, I've been cultivating in seclusion. I think it won't take long for me to make a breakthrough. Feng Yi originally intended to say something, but after hearing Lin Fei's words, she didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It would take a long time for others to make a breakthrough, but she didn't expect that junior brother Lin Fei could make a breakthrough so leisurely. No wonder he could improve his strength so fast. It seems that you really don't care about what's going on outside. Our heavens-reaching church is a lot different from before. Even you don't believe it, Feng Yi said with a wry smile. This aroused Lin Fei's great interest. He really wanted to know what had happened to Heaven's Reaching Church. Now, I don't know where the sect head of Heaven's Reaching Church is. Third Elder is in charge of Heaven's Reaching Church now. This Third Elder is really powerful. He has contacted some outside forces and is ready to form an alliance. Lin Fei didn't ask anymore, but he also knew that this Third Elder should have made some changes in Heaven's Reaching Church. Feng Yi wouldn't have said such a thing. For a moment, Lin Fei even suspected that the sect head was dead. This time, the child who came to catch me is an ally of Heaven's Reaching Church. You won't believe it. Even I don't believe it. Feng Yi's eyes were full of hatred. Things could still happen to her. It seems that our Heaven's Reaching Church is indeed different. This Third Elder is a bit wild. If so, I have to meet this child. Why should our sect's people be bullied by others? Lin Fei still had a temper. They are all very powerful. Let's forget about it. Anyway, I don't plan to return to Heaven's Reaching Church for a period of time. Now, the entire spiritual realm is a bit chaotic. Many personal disciples have decided to cultivate outside for a period of time. The situation seemed to be getting worse. It's okay. Since we're out, what's wrong with going to see that young master? Our disciples of the Heaven-Reaching Church have never been bullied in the spiritual realm. When have we been bullied by others? I, Lin Fei, can't do anything else, but I have to vent my anger for senior sister. If it had not happened, Lin Fei really did not want to go back to the Heavens-Reaching Church. But now, the son of a junior fellow apprentice from outside was swaggering around in the Heavens-Reaching Church. If he dared to send someone to catch Feng Yi today, he might attack other people in a few days. Lin Fei would not allow them to exist. At the same time, this was also an opportunity to farm honor and hatred. Lin Fei was still thinking about when the opportunity would come. Feng Yi also knew about Lin Fei's temperament, so she was somewhat worried. After all, the strength of those young masters was very strong, even the people around them were very strong, even the Third Elder had to be polite to them. Don't worry. If I really can't defeat him, I'll leave the Heavens-Reaching Church. Anyway, I won't lose anything. Lin Fei added with a smile. That was it. Lin Fei and Feng Yi returned to the Heavens-Reaching Church. As soon as he returned to the Heavens-Reaching Church, Lin Fei felt that the atmosphere in the Heavens-Reaching Church was a bit different. Senior brother Lin Fei, you're finally back. Come back. Those guys are too unruly. They started to bully us as soon as they arrived. If it goes on like this, we won't be able to live anymore. As soon as Lin Fei returned, quite a number of disciples immediately surrounded him. Now, Lin Fei had a considerable influence in the Heavens-Reaching Church. He had resisted the attack of the Heavenly Devil clan 2 or 3 times. Now, many Heavenly Devil captives in the Heavens-Reaching Church had been killed by Lin Fei. They were all clear about this. Now that Lin Fei returned, they seemed to have found their backbone. It seemed that as long as Lin Fei was here, they would have nothing to worry about. Lin Fei waved his hand. Everyone stop. I've heard what you said. Actually, I came back to see what has happened to the Heavens-Reaching Church. As soon as he said that, many senior and junior brothers became excited. They all knew Lin Fei's temper. Junior brother Lin Fei, I know where those guys are. Let me take you there. A disciple stood out and said. Lin Fei didn't expect that there would be such a big change in the Heavens-Reaching Church after he had left for a month. These senior and junior brothers were so angry that they had nowhere to vent their anger. If they continued like this, the Heavens-Reaching Church would be in chaos sooner or later. In an instant, Lin Fei gained a lot of honor points. Obviously, they were very angry about those guys. Lead the way. Let me meet these fellows and see what they are. Feng Yi stood beside Lin Fei. She didn't expect that junior brother Lin Fei had such a great influence now. In the absence of Gao Fan, many senior and junior brothers gathered around Lin Fei. At the same time, On a mountain peak, there were many young masters sitting together, drinking tea while admiring the dance of female dancers. They were talking and laughing. The young masters from the outside also had some influence in the vast thousand domains. They were more or less famous than the spiritual world, and the experts they brought with them were not weak. They joined hands with the heavens-reaching church in order to smoothly gain a foothold in the spiritual world. Everyone knew that these celestial devils were excellent slaves. Many families and forces hoped to buy them. Child Tianjing, it's bad. I see many disciples of the heavens-reaching church are coming here. It seems that they are going to make trouble. At this time, a figure rushed in and spoke to a young master who was in the lead. The other childs, who had smiles on their faces, suddenly became cold. Child Tianjing slapped the table, which broke into pieces. He also stood up. What did you say? Those guys have the nerve to make trouble for us. It's good that we didn't make trouble for them. As soon as he slapped the table, the whole palace quieted down and was replaced by anger. I heard that Lin Fei is back. He seems to have a lot of influence. He is the leader. Chapter 46-61. It's here. Tianjing is in this mountain. In addition to him, many childs and some personal disciples of our heavens-reaching church have also come here. Under the guidance of those disciples, Lin Fei soon arrived in front of a mountain. This time, Lin Fei didn't enter the mountain. Instead, he just looked at it quietly. These disciples were extremely annoyed and enraged. When they looked at the mountain peak, their eyes were filled with hatred. Needless to say, Tianjing didn't do anything good in the heavens-reaching church. Feng Yi stood beside Lin Fei and said in a low voice, "Junior brother Lin Fei, are you really going to fight them? If you do that, you will shed all pretense of cordiality with them. I'm afraid that third elder will give you trouble." Feng Yi was quite worried. The current heavens-reaching church was not the same as before, unless the sect master came back one day. However, it was not easy to wait for the sect master to come back. Nobody knew whether the sect master had an accident or not, but the possibility was quite high. Feng Yi still didn't want Lin Fei to take risks and ruin his future. It's just a trivial matter. Anyway, even if I don't come back, the heavens-reaching church won't be peaceful. Since it has happened as a senior brother, I have to come back and take care of it. Lin Fei slightly raised the corner of his mouth and smiled. On hearing this, Feng Yi felt that someone was going to be out of luck. She knew Lin Fei's temper. What he said was no different from a nail stuck on a board. Then you have to show mercy to them. Don't beat them to death when you are too strong. If you beat them to death, the young ones will come and the old ones will be more troublesome. All of a sudden, Lin Fei stretched out one hand. After stretching out this hand, it became bigger and bigger. Like a giant hand that could hold up the sky, it turned into a dark cloud and heavily patted the mountain. Nobody had expected that Lin Fei would take action like this. Under the palm, layers of ripples appeared on the mountain peak. It turned out that it was the Great Mountain Barrier Formation that had been activated. However, after a short period of time, the Great Mountain Barrier Formation instantly collapsed. It turned into ripples and broke into pieces. Then, the entire mountain peak was forcefully slammed down. The originally towering mountain peak now looked like a short pillar. Many figures rushed out from the mountain peak. Which bastard did this? Hurry up and come out. I'm going to kill you. Mocking and angry roars came one after another. These were all powerful young masters. But just now they had suffered a terrifying blow. One palm strike was enough to make them vomit blood from head to toe. Even Prince Tianjin suffered the same fate. His white clothes were already stained with blood. The senior brothers on Lin Fei's side all cheered. They really felt that they had vented their anger. Just how strong was senior brother Lin Fei? He had forcefully slammed down the mountain peak and rendered the great mountain protecting array useless. Just how strong was senior brother Lin Fei? They did not dare to think about it. No wonder he could defend against the attacks of the heavenly demon race. Tianjin's eyes turned cold. He had wanted to come out and teach Lin Fei a lesson. He wanted to let him know that this wasn't a place where he could act presumptuously. To think that Lin Fei would take action right away. Up until now, the blood in his body was still rumbling. He had to swallow a couple of pills before he could recover. All of a sudden, they had their eyes on Lin Fei. Lin Fei, who was surrounded by everyone, was exceptionally eye-catching. This caused the people on the mountain peak to be extremely pissed off. Their hatred could be said to be boundless. You're that Lin Fei? No wonder you have the guts to strike the moment you arrive. Don't you know the rules? This is the heaven-reaching church. Could you be colluding with the heavenly demon race to kill us all? As soon as Tianjin came over, he snorted coldly. His eyes became very gloomy. Those personal disciples and childs behind him also stood up one by one and flew into a rage at Lin Fei. Capture this bastard. I think he must be related to the heavenly demon race. That's right. Such a person actually swaggered in here. He must have surrendered to the heavenly demon race. Everyone attack. Capture him for me. These childs were quite good at distorting the truth. They immediately accused Lin Fei, which made the senior and junior brothers standing behind Lin Fei extremely angry. Lin Fei raised his hand, which made the senior and junior brothers behind him quiet down. Don't be so angry. It's just a group of dogs. Dogs like to bark. Let them bark a lot. Lin Fei thought that Tianjin was quite powerful. He didn't expect him to be so weak. He actually distorted the truth the moment he opened his mouth. He didn't have a good impression of him. No wonder he arranged people to deal with Feng Yi. Tianjin's face also darkened. What a mouth you have. Let's see what you can say after I capture you. With a glance from Tianjin, the childs behind him directly charged at Lin Fei. Young masters like them were quite strong. They were much more powerful than the direct disciples of the spirit realm. They had treasures and armor, so they were naturally not people that ordinary people could deal with. Lin Fei waved his hand. In an instant, the power of the great Tao of Thunder descended. All of them were trapped by the power of the great Tao of Thunder and couldn't escape at all. Lin Fei looked at Tianjin. Among these people, only you have some strength. You can do it. Lin Fei directly slashed with his saber. The saber moved like flowing water. First, the childs who were trapped in the great Tao of Thunder were left with pieces of their bodies after the saber slashed. Then, the saber light converged and appeared in front of Tianjin. In an instant, a huge shield appeared in front of Tianjin. The surface of the shield shone brightly, and in the next second, the shield was sent flying with cracks all over it. Following that, the blade light landed on Tianjin's body. Even though the armor on his body was shining brightly, it couldn't block the saber. His whole body directly hit the mountain. There was a loud rumble. With such strength, you dare to be presumptuous in the sky-reaching school. I don't know who gave you the guts. When Tianjin got up, he heard a cold voice. Following that, countless beams of light descended once more. With a loud rumbling sound, he was directly smashed into the ground. Shukju website. Chapter 4662. Senior brother Lin Fei is awesome. I didn't expect that Tianjin couldn't even take one move from him. Let's see how he can continue to show off in the sky-reaching church in the future. Yes, senior brother Lin Fei is awesome. What kind of trash is he? He's so weak. Lin Fei's attack had sent Tianjin crashing down, causing the entire mountain peak to shake along with him. He turned around and came to the mountain directly. Then, he stomped down. There was another earth-shaking sound, and countless experts of the sky-reaching church flew over. Feng Yi slightly raised her eyebrows at the sight of this. She was afraid that this matter would become serious today. What's going on? Could it be that someone fought their way in? Who can tell me what happened here? Why are you all here? What happened in the mountain? The first to arrive was the outer sect elder. When he saw the situation, his expression changed and he hurriedly asked. Recently, the heaven-reaching church was in troubled times. Naturally, these outer elders didn't want anything to happen. Senior brother Lin Fei helped us vent our anger. Tianjing is such a bully. He doesn't take us, the disciples of the sky-reaching church, seriously. Immediately, a disciple said. When the outer sect elders heard this, their expressions changed again. If it was someone else, they might be able to do something. However, if it was Lin Fei, then they did not have the guts to do so. Who didn't know that Lin Fei was the rising star of the sky-reaching church? Until now, no one knew what level Lin Fei's strength had reached. Some people said that he was no different from Gao Fan, the eldest brother. They didn't dare to deal with Lin Fei, but they also didn't dare to deal with Tianjing. After all, Tianjing was recognized by the third elder as soon as he came here, so he could stay in the sky-reaching church. Moreover, those second-generation childs were all the same. They couldn't afford to offend either side. Therefore, they could only go back to the elders. It was time to look for the real high-level elders. That was the only way to solve the problem. Lin Fei came to the bottom of the mountain. With that stomp, Tianjing was directly stomped into the ground. At the bottom of the ground, countless broken rocks were scattered all over the ground. Tianjing was lying in a large pit. Fresh blood flowed from the corner of his mouth, and his clothes were dyed red. When he saw Lin Fei coming down, his pupils constricted, revealing a trace of fear. Do you know that if you treat me like this, the management of the heaven-reaching church will definitely vent their anger on you? Of course, Tianjing had heard of Lin Fei. He was quite famous in the spirit world. He had withstood the attacks of the heavenly demon race several times. However, in the eyes of Tianjing, this was nothing. Even if he were to go, it would be the same. As for saying that Lin Fei was extremely strong and could easily kill the heavenly demon king, he did not believe it. It was nothing more than bragging. How could a powerful expert come from a remote and unranked small world? Moreover, he was so young and could not be compared with him. Now, he finally knew that he had misunderstood. This Lin Fei was really strong, so strong that he could not fight against him. No wonder that Gao Fan could not touch Lin Fei. The more it was like this, the more hatred in Tianjing's heart became. Even the third elder of the heaven-reaching church had to treat him politely and flatter him. Now Lin Fei actually came out and beat him, which made him lose face. Even those second-generation young masters were killed. He didn't know how to explain it to them when he went back. Who asked him to be the leader of the group? This time, there were a lot of troubles, and all of them were caused by Lin Fei. You think too much. If they want to deal with me, they have to have the capability. Actually, if you guys come to the spirit world obediently, I will not do anything to you. However, you came to the heaven-reaching church and dared to do that kind of thing to my senior sister. Do you think I can forgive you? Lin Fei raised his hand and grabbed out. Tianjing felt a wave of energy enveloping his body. He was unable to move at all and was sent flying. Then, he flew over and grabbed his neck. Tianjing swung his hand and slapped him. God knows how many teeth were spat out. Then, he pointed his finger at Tianjing's body. Tianjing could not make a sound at all. Don't you like to bully people? I like to bully people too. I like to bully childs like you. Lin Fei pointed his finger at Tianjing's body again. This time, Tianjing felt that there was an arc of light moving in his body. Everywhere it passed, endless pain instantly spread throughout his body. Then, the pain was magnified infinitely, and it was magnified again and again, to the point where his eyes were almost rolling back. This feels pretty good, right? Don't worry, you won't die. I just want you to experience what is worse than death. You threatened me just now, and I hate it the most when people threaten me. Lin Fei carried Tianjing and rushed out of the ground. He landed on the mountain peak outside and casually threw Tianjing on the ground. At this moment, everyone saw Tianjing's appearance. He looked no different from a shrimp. His body was twisted and he looked ferocious. Cold sweat kept dripping from his forehead. Many people could tell that Tianjing was probably being tortured. Feng Yi flew over and stood beside Lin Fei. She looked at Tianjing coldly. Thank you for helping me vent my anger. It's this guy. I rejected him time and time again. I didn't expect him to remember it. He almost succeeded. Feng Yi raised her hand and shot a ray of light into Tianjing's body. Flames appeared in Tianjing's body. He was in so much pain that he kept rolling on the ground. Then, he started to burn and turned into a flaming man. I'm going to kill both of you. I'm going to kill both of you. Tianjing's eyes became even more venomous. He kept staring at the two of them. But then, it was replaced by pain. He kept struggling. With his little willpower, he couldn't withstand Lin Fei's small force. In addition to Feng Yi's technique, he rolled from the left to the right, and then from the right to the east. He kept rolling. He didn't look as mighty and domineering as before. Now, he was no different from a dead dog. You shouldn't have done that. When the elder comes, he might remember you. Lin Fei laughed. Feng Yi raised her head and said, It's too late to say that now. The elder is already here, and it's the third elder. Lin Fei had never seen this third elder before. He had heard that he was rather mysterious, scheming, and resourceful. Back then, he fought with Tong Tian for the position of sect leader. Eldest senior brother Gao Fan had the support of the third elder. Chapter 46-63. The third elder had indeed come. He was furious as he charged directly at Lin Fei. Originally, he was drinking tea. Everything in the heavens-reaching church was progressing well, so he did not care about it. What made him the happiest was that third elder could finally hold the power. The only pity was that Gao Fan was nowhere to be found. Some people even said that he had refined the heavenly devil blood. As for whether it was true or not, no one knew. This was a pretty bad thing. Fortunately, third elder had contacted some worldlets outside. These worldlets were also influential forces. Compared with them, the heavens-reaching church was far inferior. Now they could finally cooperate with each other. That couldn't be better. Who would have thought that such a big mess would happen in such a short period of time? Hearing that Lin Fei was back, third elder's face changed. In the entire heavens-reaching church, the only person he was uncertain about was Lin Fei. Even Gao Fan did not gain any advantage over Lin Fei, not to mention that Gao Fan had disappeared. Therefore, Lin Fei would become the most influential young disciple of the heavens-reaching church. No, it should be said that he was a young sovereign. Who allowed you to fight here? Come out, all of you. As soon as third elder came over, his cold voice reverberated in everyone's mind. Actually, the third elder knew who had made the move this time. It was naturally Lin Fei. Of course, Feng Yi was also one of them. When he heard that something had happened to Feng Yi, Lin Fei came back. In the end, he came back without saying a word and beat them half to death. To be honest, third elder cared a lot about them. However, he did not expect that these young masters of external forces were not a match for Lin Fei. They were directly slapped in the face. If those forces all came to find him, third elder would not know how to explain it. Third elder, I beat these people up. If you have any problem, just come to me. Anyway, I don't think they will have any good things in the heavens-reaching church. Why not just throw them out? Even in front of the third elder, Lin Fei's tone was neither hurried nor slow. On the other hand, Tianjing and the others who had been suppressed finally heaved a sigh of relief. At the very least, he didn't have to worry about Lin Fei making a move on him. He had finally found a chance to take revenge. Third elder, hurry up and capture Lin Fei. He was the one who tried to capture us. That's right, it's that guy. I think he's most likely related to the Heavenly Demon clan. Capture him and interrogate him. We'll definitely get the answer. Even at this time, they were still pouring dirty water on Lin Fei. This was what they were most used to doing. Who asked these people to unite? Even the third elder had to be courteous to them. They all had their own small worlds behind them. Lin Fei is a disciple of the heavens-reaching church. Naturally, he belongs to the heavens-reaching church. How could he collude with the heavenly demon clan? You think too much. The third elder also knew that it was not easy to deal with Lin Fei. He also knew Tianjing's strength, but he didn't expect that he would be beaten so miserably, especially at this time. It could be said that Lin Fei had won everyone's support. Unfortunately, the first senior brother was not here at this time. Otherwise, he could easily solve this problem. You guys go back to your own peaks first. The rest of you disperse. The third elder didn't intend to make things worse. Especially at this time, Lin Fei was a new star of the heavens-reaching church. If he really made a big noise, it would be a big loss if Lin Fei left the heavens-reaching church. The other immortal sects and forces would definitely extend an olive branch to him. In any case, they couldn't let Lin Fei leave the heavens-reaching church. Therefore, the third elder didn't get angry. Although he wanted to protect Zhang Tai, he still had to do it smoothly. Lin Fei was quite disappointed with the third elder. He thought that the third elder would deal with this matter fairly, but he didn't do anything in the end. It seemed that he was trying to smooth things over. If he had reprimanded Tianjing and the others at the beginning, Lin Fei naturally wouldn't have any objection. But now, he asked them to go back and rest before talking with him, which was nothing more than asking him to put this matter aside. Lin Fei could see it clearly. Third elder, I think your attitude is a bit unfair. You should know what Tianjing has done. I think people like him should be kicked out of the heavens-reaching church or locked up in the water dungeon with all his strength sealed. Let him be locked up for half a month. In fact, at this time, the other disciples also felt that this matter was handled unfairly. They were completely trying to smooth things over. Looking at it from a deeper level, they were completely on Tianjing's side. Of course, these disciples felt uncomfortable. Since the arrival of these people, the entire heavens-reaching church had been in a mess. It would be best to throw all these people out and restore the peace of the heavens-reaching church. That was what they yearned for the most. The third elder frowned slightly. Originally, he planned to have a private chat with Lin Fei. Why didn't he ask him not to intervene in this matter and just stay in Tianyuan City? Of course, he knew something about Tianjing and the others. In fact, he still hoped that Feng Yi and Tianjing could be together. In this way, it would be of great benefit to the heavens-reaching church. He could see further than the others. Don't look at how the heavenly demon clan's strength had been defeated, and they might even be completely annihilated. However, the appearance of spatial cracks would naturally affect the other world. Sooner or later, the entire vast thousand worlds would be in chaos. At this time, it would be very good for the heavens-reaching church to build a good relationship with some forces in advance. Feng Yi was also worthy of Tianjing. The third elder's face sank as he stared at Lin Fei. What do you mean by that? Do you think that I dealt with this unfairly? I haven't even asked you why you came directly to my door. They are also disciples of the heavens-reaching church. Although they are just nominal disciples, they are also members of the heavens-reaching church. Tianjing and the others naturally hoped that the third elder would deal with Lin Fei. It would be best if he could be arrested. If such a powerful person stayed in the heavens-reaching church, who knew whether he would come to their door next time? No one could guarantee that the best way was to lock him up. When the third elder got angry, everyone felt a dangerous aura. He was already an expert at the Lord of Heaven realm. Lin Fei raised his head indifferently and glanced at the third elder. Yes, I said that you dealt with this unfairly. What do you think? Do you think I'm wrong? Why don't I ask Tianjing and the others to confess honestly? At that time, you won't feel good. Bookseller's website. Chapter 46-64. The disciples behind him were very excited and happy when they heard Lin Fei's words. At least this time, Lin Fei really stood on their side. It had nothing to do with Tianjing and the others. He really stood up for them. Feng Yi was also very grateful in her heart. She also knew that Lin Fei's words meant that there was now a gap between him and the third elder, and that there was a conflict between them. The third elder's face became more ugly. He was the third elder of the sky-reaching church, and he was also a Lord of Heaven expert. But he was ignored by a disciple. It was obvious that if Feng Yi continued to make trouble, he would catch Tianjing and interrogate him. At that time, in front of everyone, Feng Yi would naturally lose his face. If it was someone else, the third elder would not have any opinion. But he knew what Tianjing and his group had done. He secretly arranged people to keep an eye on them. If he really let Lin Fei catch these people and interrogate them, he would really lose his face. This time, he naturally used some means to manage the sky-reaching church, which also made some elders unhappy. If it really became a big deal, it would naturally not be good for him. It could be said that he had not completely grasped the sky-reaching church yet. At present, it was just a situation of balance. This abominable guy, sooner or later, I will make you regret it. The third elder secretly cursed in his heart. After cursing, Lin Fei's aggro value increased. Although it was not a lot, it was only 80 hatred points. It was much more than the average person. Lin Fei was not surprised at all. It would be strange if the third elder had no malice towards him. After all, he had ruined a lot of things for the third elder. Come on, take Tianjing and the others away and lock them in the water dungeon first. As soon as the third elder's voice fell, someone came out of the void. Tianjing and the others were originally injured, so they naturally had no resistance. At the same time, the third elder also transmitted a voice. Listen to my arrangement first. Don't make trouble anymore. If the matter becomes a big deal, it will not be good for you and me. You know what you have done. At first, Tianjing didn't really care about it. Even if you, Lin Fei, are influential in the heavens-reaching church, will third elder stand on your side? But he never expected that Lin Fei's influence was so great. Even the third elder's expression changed. After hearing the third elder's words, he knew that the third elder was quite afraid of Lin Fei. In addition to the rumors, there was naturally nothing more to say. He had suffered at the hands of Lin Fei before. This guy was really quite violent. He couldn't beat him, and he even felt that even if the third elder were to make a move, it wouldn't be easy to determine who would win. This guy's ability was too strong. Hence, Tianjing and the rest left obediently. I wonder if you're satisfied with the way I've handled things? The third elder said indifferently. Of course, Lin Fei could tell that they were just putting on a show for him. It could also be regarded as an explanation to these disciples of Heaven's reaching church. As for asking the third elder to kick these people out, it was absolutely a wishful thinking. I'm satisfied. What else can I be dissatisfied with? But I have to make one thing clear first. If this kind of thing happens again in the future, I won't show any mercy. This time, I didn't beat them heavily for the sake of the third elder. Otherwise, they would have to lie in bed for 3 to 5 years. Believe me, I can do that. The third elder glanced at Lin Fei coldly, turned around, and left. When he left, everyone cheered. Lin Fei was also crowded in the middle of all the people. In the blink of an eye, Lin Fei gained a lot of honor points. After all, this time, Lin Fei really helped them vent their anger. He even directly contradicted the third elder. Everyone knew the third elder's status in the heavens-reaching church. If the sect leader of Heaven's Reaching Church didn't return, the third elder might become the sect leader of Heaven's Reaching Church. It could be said that Lin Fei offended the third elder, which brought a lot of trouble. It was rare for Lin Fei to be a guest of the Sky Phoenix faction. Thank you for venting my anger. But because of you, you offended the third elder. The third elder used to be a rather eccentric person. Now that he bears a grudge against you, once he becomes the sect leader of the Heavens Reaching Church, I'm afraid you won't have a good time. Feng Yi poured a cup of tea for Lin Fei and said slowly. Lin Fei picked up the teacup and drank it slowly. He was very calm. I don't need to worry about that. If third elder really ascends to the throne, I will leave Heaven's Reaching Church. He won't allow me to leave. People like me are very popular wherever I go. Lin Fei really didn't think about offending the third elder. Anyway, the third elder was just an expert of the Lord of Heaven realm. Even if Gao Fan refined a part of the heavenly demon divine blood, he could still fight with him. There was still a certain gap between them, but compared to the third elder, he was much weaker. If Lin Fei hadn't activated the system and obtained the leisure upgrade system, he would have been very interested in the position of the sect leader of the heavens-reaching church. He didn't mind fighting for it. Not to mention anything else, Lin Fei could make the third elder embarrassed just because of what Tianjing had done. No matter how powerful the third elder was, as long as Lin Fei could suppress him, he would naturally arouse the dissatisfaction of all the disciples of the heavens-reaching church. At that time, he just needed to play some tricks, and the other elders would also jump out. The third elder was thinking too much if he wanted to establish a foothold in the heavens-reaching church, unless the sect leader of the heavens-reaching church came back. Feng Yi was also amused by Lin Fei's words. What you said is really true. Now, many immortal sects and forces are very interested in you. Feng Yi wasn't worried anymore. After all, with Lin Fei's strength, he could do well anywhere. Under normal circumstances, I won't leave the heavens-reaching church. Now, my life is quite leisurely, and it's troublesome to run around. Feng Yi smiled and gave him a thumbs up. There are really not many people who speak like you. By the way, I heard that Gao Fan seems to be related to the Heavenly Demon clan. Is it true? I haven't seen him for a long time. Someone even said that he has refined the Heavenly Demon divine blood. I don't know whether it's true or not. Feng Yi was quite curious about this matter, and couldn't help but ask. It was strange that the news that Gao Fan had refined the Heavenly Demon divine blood didn't spread in the spiritual realm. If it weren't for those people back then, they wouldn't be very clear about it. It was estimated that everyone kept their mouths shut. If Gao Fan appeared again, once the news spread and they followed the source of the news, it would be a disaster that would destroy the whole sect. About this, actually, you know in your heart. Anyway, just stay away from Gao Fan. He's no different from Tianjing and the others. Bookseller's website. Chapter 46-65. The third elder flew into a rage when he returned to his mountain peak. This was the first time that he had been so angry. It was all Lin Fei's fault. If it were not for Lin Fei, he would not have been in such an awkward situation. He had nearly fallen out with Xiao Chen. He also understood why Gao Fan had thrown this guy out. It was really a bad thing to keep Lin Fei in the heavens-reaching church. Tianjing and the others were not good people. After all, they came from a high-level force in a worldlet, but their strength was so weak that they could not even defeat Lin Fei. However, as the third elder, he wanted to take down Lin Fei, but he was powerless. The events of that day had more or less spread around. No matter how Lin Fei survived, at least in terms of strength, there was no problem at all. He was an existence that could kill a heavenly demon king. Even if he used a secret method or some other method, he was still very powerful. If the third elder really took action, it would be fine even if he won. At that time, he could casually accuse him of being a spy of the Heavenly Demon clan, which was the most suitable. But if he couldn't take it down, it would be awkward. Because of this, the third elder did not take action. He would rather take Tianjing and the others away to deal with the situation first. This Lin Fei must be dealt with. Besides, if he stays in the heavens-reaching church, he will ruin things sooner or later. The third elder already had a great hatred for Lin Fei when the overall situation was uncertain. No matter what, he had to throw this guy out first. As for why he said not to deal with Lin Fei, it was not that easy, so he had to kick him out first. Luo Ming, if you want to deal with Lin Fei, I have a good way to ensure that this guy will not appear in front of you again, even if it takes 10 years or 100 years. A figure walked out of the void. The newcomer was a mysterious black-clothed man. His entire body was covered in black, and he wore a black cloak. It was impossible to see his lineup clearly, but just his casual appearance caused the third elder's expression to change. What method? You have to know that Lin Fei is very powerful and very mysterious. Ordinary methods won't be able to catch him. You have to be aware of this. Luo Ming frowned and said, "Isn't that simple? Just send him directly to the mystery world. Once he's there, it won't be that easy for him to come out." The black-clothed man said indifferently. Luo Ming's expression changed again when he heard the words mystery world. No one knew better than him how terrifying this mystery world was. This was the last place anyone would want to go. "I'm afraid that Lin Fei won't go. You know Lin Fei's temperament. Ordinary people really don't have that ability. Moreover, now that I've given the order, do you think he will listen to me?" Luo Ming didn't think that this was a good idea. The mystery world was very terrifying. Once one entered it, he wouldn't be able to come back. However, it was absolutely wishful thinking to let Lin Fei go. Given his intelligence, Lin Fei would definitely come up with this idea, especially at this moment. As long as Lin Fei is still a disciple of Heaven's Reaching Church, he will naturally listen to you. Moreover, you can also find a good reason. For example, pull out all the people of Heaven's Reaching Church who are dissatisfied with you, and find another reason, such as the whereabouts of sect leader Tong Tian. Won't they go? Originally, Luo Ming was still worried about how to let Lin Fei go to the mystery world. After hearing the black-clothed man's words, his eyes completely lit up. He knew that he had finally thought of a way to let Lin Fei go. "Your idea is pretty good. You can catch all the people of Heaven's Reaching Church who are dissatisfied with you in one fell swoop. When Lin Fei goes to the mystery world, he can accompany sect leader Tong Tian so that he doesn't have to come out again." A cold light flashed across Luo Ming's eyes. If he didn't deal with Lin Fei and those people who were dissatisfied with him, it would be really difficult for him to control the overall situation. "We don't have much time left. You have to grasp the overall situation of Heaven's Reaching Church as soon as possible. I also believe that sect leader Tong Tian must have left that thing in Heaven's Reaching Church. You have to find it even if you have to dig 3 feet underground." The black-clothed man's tone also sank. After helping Feng vent her anger, Lin Fei left Heaven's Reaching Church. He knew better than anyone else that third elder was very displeased with him. Staying in Heaven's Reaching Church wouldn't bring him any good. It was like returning to Tianyuan City. Now, Lin Fei felt more comfortable staying in Tianyuan City than in Heaven's Reaching Church. After returning to Tianyuan City, Lin Fei called the governor of Tianyuan City over. Recently, the governor of Tianyuan City had been much more relaxed. The Heavenly Devil clan had been defeated again and again. It was said that a batch of Heavenly Devils would be captured from time to time. Now, it was basically difficult to see any traces of Heavenly Devils. "Senior fellow apprentice Lin Fei, are you looking for me?" The governor of Tianyuan City had also heard about what had happened in the sect. He clapped his hands and cheered. Third elder was originally disliked. This time, he barely controlled the overall situation. However, there were still many elders who were dissatisfied with him. Just like the governor of Tianyuan City, the governor of Tianyuan City was dissatisfied with him. They didn't usually go back to Heaven's Reaching Church. Naturally, they didn't care about it. Anyway, they were the governor of Tianyuan City, and they were the elders of Tianyuan City. Everyone minded their own business and lived in harmony. You should know a lot of people. Help me ask around. Is there any place where the people are more vicious, hot-tempered, and the more, the better? Lin Fei didn't intend to be idle after coming back this time. He now had 60 or 70 treasure bodies with him, forming layers of defense. However, this was not enough. He had to continue to earn hatred. Lin Fei also realized that his realm was not high, and the more hatred he would earn, the more hatred he would earn. He was afraid that once he reached the Lord of Heaven realm, he would earn less hatred. It was better to stop at this realm first. Therefore, he had to earn some hatred. The governor of Tianyuan City thought it was something important. When he heard this, he was a little surprised and quickly looked for it. After searching for a while, the governor of Tianyuan City really found a place suitable for senior fellow apprentice Lin Fei to go. Now that you mention it, I remember a place, but it's not in our spiritual realm. It's in an inconspicuous small world not far from here. It's called the small world of heaven. It's a place that's used to being evil and vicious. It's said that there's an imperial lord presiding over it. Lin Fei was really surprised. People who didn't know the name of this small world would think it was a good place. I heard that those who commit crimes basically run to this heaven's small world. After that, they are the people of heaven's small world and are protected by the emperor. The emperor is called Emperor Thunderstorm. Lin Fei was really not very clear about these, but as long as there was an emperor, it was fine. What he wanted most now was to find a strong emperor to earn hatred. And in a vicious place, the opportunity to gain aggro was even better. Bookseller's Reading Website. Chapter 4666. This small world of heaven really made Lin Fei a little bit tempted. He still needed to accumulate hatred. Naturally, there would be less hatred in the sky-reaching church. But if he went to the small world of heaven, the situation would be different. He could definitely accumulate a lot of hatred. As for waiting for Gao Fan to come out after refining the heavenly demon god blood, it was absolutely wishful thinking. Who knew when? Anyway, Lin Fei felt that it was impossible for Gao Fan to refine the heavenly demon god blood without a few years. It was impossible for Lin Fei to wait for that guy for a few years. The nearby colossal world, Lin Fei thought a little bit differently. In addition, there were traces of the heavenly demon clan. Who knew when another space crack would be torn open? If the heavenly demon clan came out again. Although it was only some heavenly demon kings this time, it would be different if the next time there were emperor heavenly demons. That would cause a big movement. If he really waited until then, Lin Fei did not know whether he could deal with it. Anyway, his fight with Gao Fan could show the difference of the emperor realm. Lin Fei decided to go to this small world of heaven. Anyway, he had nothing to do now. The heavenly demon clan could not organize an attack. On the contrary, they were constantly being captured. As long as they had some ideas, they wanted to go to the heavenly demon's lair and get a few heavenly demons back to make a fortune. After getting the location of the small world of heaven from Tianyuan City Lord, Lin Fei left. He left very quickly. Of course, the outside world did not know. Only Tianyuan City Lord knew. Even Tianyuan City Lord did not know why Lin Fei wanted to go to this small world of heaven. It was very dangerous there, especially that Emperor Thunderstorm, who was not a good person. Lin Fei drove the small flying boat all the way to the small world of heaven. Fortunately, it was calm and there was no danger along the way. When he was close to the small world of heaven, Lin Fei felt a little trouble. He was targeted by several small flying boats. No wonder it's said that the little world of heaven is full of villains. It's true. I've only just arrived and I'm already being targeted. Do they think I'm easy to rob? These small flying boats surrounded them from all directions. There were about 7 or 8 of them, and it was obvious that they were determined to defeat Lin Fei. Following which, one of the flying boats directly collided with them. They didn't even shout anything. They were just straightforward and direct, which was quite in line with their temperament. Lin Fei's small flying boat wasn't anything good. It wasn't fast, and its defensive quality was average. Under the joint attack of several small flying boats, cracks soon appeared all over the surface of the ship. I really can't buy such junk anymore. Even if I want to buy something, I'd better buy a good flying boat. The cheap flying boat really wasn't worth it. He didn't expect it to be destroyed as soon as it was surrounded. Lin Fei flew out of the flying boat. An inescapable net came crashing down. It's just one person. What a loss. Whether it's a loss or not, let's take this guy down first. Seeing Lin Fei fly out alone, the people on the flying boats were a little unhappy. They didn't expect that they would fail. Who would have thought that there would only be one person in this little world of heaven? This didn't make sense. No matter what, they had to capture this person first. What if he was a fat sheep? Seeing that he was just a heavenly king, they didn't think much of him. Lin Fei couldn't be bothered to talk nonsense with them. He activated the Emperor-grade lightning Great Tao. Bolts of lightning struck down, and the thick power of the lightning directly pierced through their small flying boat. It also landed on them. In the blink of an eye, the experts on these flying boats were all killed. Luckily, Lin Fei left one alive. He caught him in front of him. "Spare me. I was just in charge of keeping watch. I didn't do anything." Lin Fei pointed his finger at the center of the other party's forehead. He used a soul-searching method. It was convenient and simple. This guy was really hiding something. This person wasn't just a lookout. He was a small leader. In his memory, Lin Fei really did get a lot of information. Lin Fei really had to thank this leader. He gave him a lot of information and he had a better understanding of this little world of heaven. For example, the group he was in was called the Hunting Dog Group. They specialized in robbing people in the nearby area. They targeted newcomers. After all, newcomers didn't pay respect to the doc, so they were easy to deal with. Lin Fei was confused as to why they were here to deal with him. It seemed like his flying boat didn't have the flag of Little World of Heaven. If it did, they wouldn't dare to do anything. Lin Fei snatched a flying boat from them. He headed towards Little World of Heaven. This time, he saved himself a lot of trouble. Even if a flying boat appeared, they didn't target him. It was obvious that the flag on the flying boat was useful. Lin Fei was digesting the information in his memory. This little world of heaven wasn't very big. It was much smaller than the spiritual realm. However, the number of experts in this little world was incomparable to the spiritual realm. They had Emperor Lei Bao and many Heaven Monarch realm experts. These Heaven Monarch realm experts were comparable to a sect. With the addition of the Arch Lei Bao, the entire small world of heaven was really different. As soon as Lin Fei entered Little World of Heaven, he felt a murderous aura. The whole little world of heaven was scarlet. Obviously, this world was different. It was quite different. It was the most different little world that Lin Fei had seen so far. At the same time, the surrounding environment here especially affected a person's mood. With the naked eye, there were some white bones scattered everywhere. It was imaginable that some battles often happened here. Lin Fei kept the flying boat and headed towards Little World of Heaven. This Little World of Heaven was the biggest city in the whole Little World of Heaven. It was also the most lively place. In addition, there were 18 small cities in Little World of Heaven. That's right. There were also 18 small cities. Each small city had a force and an organization. Some organizations were much more powerful. Usually, they would attack some small clans and cities outside. As long as they attacked Little World of Heaven, they would be protected. Even the experts from the outside had to give face to Emperor Lei Bao. Moreover, these forces in Little World of Heaven were also very discerning. They wouldn't touch those clans with some ability and background. They were all wild clans. Of course, they would also do some shady things for some clans. As the saying went, if you took someone's money, you would help them eliminate disasters. Bookseller's website. Chapter 46-67. 13-Winged Eagles. It was a rather simple name. However, in the small world of heaven, the 13-Winged Eagles were considered very famous. They were considered one of the 18 forces. The 13-Winged Eagles had been in the small world of heaven for hundreds of years. The 13-Winged Eagles would basically change every few decades. This was because the 13-Winged Eagles allowed anyone to challenge them. As long as they were strong enough, they could become one of the Winged Eagles. The last Winged Eagle was from 80 years ago. Until now, no one had been able to shake the position of the Winged Eagle. The city of the 13 Winged Eagles was called Flying Eagle City. It was located in the south. Its geographical location was rather good. A stream of light was heading towards Flying Eagle City at high speed. The guards on the walls of Flying Eagle City also saw it and took out their treasures one after another. When they were about to reach Soaring Eagle City, all the guards made their move. Streams of light shot towards the city. These were all large-scale offensive treasures that were specially used to deal with the experts in the sky. It could be said that the sky around Flying Eagle City was forbidden for anyone to approach. It was the same for the experts. They would be attacked. After all, in the small world of heaven, order did not exist. Only strength was everything. After these streams of light flew over, they were all knocked away by the incoming stream of light. It was not until they were close that they saw that it was a young figure. This young figure was none other than Lin Fei. He had originally planned to go to Heaven City. After some thought, he decided to go to Heaven City. Although it was a good place, it was more or less insufficient to farm hatred. He might as well find a small city to farm some hatred first and build up his reputation. This was also some information that Lin Fei had obtained after searching the soul. Hence, he had his eyes on the 13 winged eagles. 18 small cities. Every small city was similar. As long as someone challenged them, they would be able to sit in a high position. This was also tacitly agreed by the Thunderstorm Emperor. Later, Lin Fei pondered for a while. He might as well choose the 13 winged eagles. Among the 18 small cities, the 13 winged eagles was considered the weakest. However, it was quite capable to be able to persist until now. If he started off with Soaring Eagle City, he would be able to farm aggro much more quickly. First, he would attack all 18 small cities, and then he would attack Heaven City. Naturally, he would be able to gain a lot of hatred. Even if he were to encounter Emperor Lei Bao, Lin Fei would be confident. Therefore, Lin Fei directly came over. He didn't expect the people of Flying Eagle City to be so decisive. As soon as they saw him coming from afar, they immediately attacked. This strength was very strong. Is this how Soaring Eagle City treats its guests? For the sake of your dedication, I won't argue with you anymore. Otherwise, I'll kill all of you. The guards didn't even dare to breathe. This person's strength was quite strong. He was able to withstand their attacks as soon as he arrived. By the time they regained their senses, the other party had already entered Soaring Eagle City. Soaring Eagle City was the same as other cities. It was very big. He didn't set up any array formation and just opened the door wide. It was very bold. As soon as Lin Fei entered Soaring Eagle City, he saw these people. Their eyes were very fierce, and they all looked very unfriendly. As expected, it was a gathering place for vicious and evil people. All of them were full of crimes. They might not be able to live well in other places, but it was different in the small world of heaven. They were people who lived leisurely lives. They didn't pay much attention to people like Lin Fei. Of course, some people were looking at him up and down. As for what they were thinking, Lin Fei could more or less see it. Didn't they just treat him as prey? They were indeed very bold. What are you looking at? I don't see any experts. Lin Fei turned around and snorted coldly. He directly shot out a few thunderbolts. They landed on them. The great Tao of thunder at the Emperor level was originally the best at breaking the flesh. These people's strength was average, and they were directly killed by the thunderbolts. After the corpses fell there, Lin Fei turned around and left. He rushed to his destination. As soon as he left, people immediately went up to fight for those rings. All of a sudden, they were in a fierce fight. Sure enough, this is a place where strength is important. I killed a few guys at once, and they immediately hate me. Lin Fei was quite surprised. He knew that he had come to the right place. Here, if he did well, he could really make a lot of people hate him. In this Soaring Eagle City, there was a large square called Soaring Eagle Square, in which there was a huge blood-red arena. As soon as he arrived, he could smell the blood, which was left by experts, and it had already penetrated into the arena. Next to the arena was a big drum. This big drum was not an ordinary big drum, but a treasure, a Lord of Heaven-level treasure. The twin hammers were incomparably huge. It was not something that an ordinary person could carry. Only by beating the war drum could the eagles come over. If he could not even do that, he was naturally not qualified to challenge them. Lin Fei went straight to the war drum. In this square there were also many people who noticed it immediately. It's starting, someone is here to challenge the eagles. If you want to bet, hurry up, don't miss the opportunity. Another person who doesn't know what's good for him. This is the 18th person this month, right? I think this guy is quite arrogant. He actually came to challenge the eagles at such a young age. He won't even know how he died later. Then you're really thinking too much. He still wants to see the eagles. I'm afraid he can't even lift the war hammer. Many people laughed along with him. Lin Fei's realm was only at the Heavenly King level, so naturally, no one took it seriously. One had to know that even an ordinary Lord of Heaven couldn't lift the war hammer. If it was so easy to get, the 13 flying eagles would be busy every day. Ever since this rule was set, there were not many people challenging them in a month. Lin Fei came in front of the war drum. He also saw the pair of war hammers. Cold light flashed. He reached out and picked it up. As soon as he lifted the war hammer, layers of light appeared. It was the power of gravity. Lin Fei smiled faintly. With a clatter, the 2 war hammers fell in his hands, and he was lifted into the air. Dong, 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 dong. The deep and distant voice reverberated across the entire soaring eagle city. Every blow of the war hammer fell on the hearts of everyone. Those who were still laughing at him were all dumbfounded. Chapter 46-68. Oh my God, someone actually sounded it 18 times. Is someone issuing a challenge to the 13 flying eagles? How many years has it been? I've never heard the war drum sound 18 times. This is interesting. Someone issued a challenge to the 18 flying eagles. I wonder if this person really has the strength, or is he doing it on purpose? Originally, when the war drum sounded, everyone didn't pay much attention. Ever since the 18 flying eagles set this rule, who knew how many people came to challenge? There were very few people who could defeat the 13 flying eagles. Basically, it would only appear once every few decades. This time, it actually sounded 18 times. That was even more different. One figure after another came out and came to the square. After they came to the square, they saw an unfamiliar young figure. This unfamiliar young man was standing there. They couldn't recognize him at all. Yet, he picked up the war hammer and sounded the war drum 18 times. The war drum wasn't an ordinary war drum. Without some strength, one couldn't carry it at all, let alone sounding it 18 times. Every time it sounded, it would consume more strength than before. In other words, the strength would become stronger. To be able to sound 18 times, it could be said that no one had sounded it in hundreds of years. Who is that kid? So young, this courage is too big. Really happy for nothing. I think this kid will be torn to pieces by the 13 flying eagles very soon. That goes without saying. He will definitely be torn to pieces. Such trash, if it were me, I could also beat him up. No matter who it was, they would feel that this young man did not have the ability to do so, let alone challenge the 18 winged eagles. 18 streams of light directly appeared in the square. When these 18 streams of light appeared, the square quietened down. Those 18 figures lined up in a row, dignified and imposing. When these people looked at Lin Fei, they were a little surprised. Interesting, really interesting. I didn't expect someone to sound 18 times. This is challenging our 18 flying eagles. Interesting, really interesting. I didn't expect someone to sound 18 times. This is challenging our 18 flying eagles. I haven't warmed up in a long time. Everyone, don't fight. Let me fight this battle first. I'm the 18th of the 18 flying eagles. Naturally, I'll go first. As soon as the voice fell, a figure rushed to the arena in the square. In the blink of an eye, it landed on the arena. Whoosh! The light barrier of the arena appeared, and the array formation was activated. The one who went on stage was the 18th of the 18 soaring eagles. It was a dwarf. He was less than a meter tall and looked very inconspicuous. However, his face was ferocious. Just a single glance was enough to cause one's mind to be shaken. Brat, aren't you ashamed to sound the 18 war drums with your meager strength? Let me see what kind of strength you have. The gnome glanced at him coldly and instantly turned into a tornado. As soon as the black tornado appeared, it enveloped the entire arena. Wherever the tornado passed, even the void was torn apart. This was the gnome's strongest move. Especially in such a small place, there were basically no problems. It was unknown how many challengers had died at the hands of this dwarf. When the gnome brat cast tornado, he would also become one with the tornado. This method was quite powerful. I've been happy for nothing again. Every time old 18 makes a move, he doesn't show any mercy. He'll tear them apart. It can't be helped. Who asked him to be ranked old 18? If he loses, he won't be qualified to be old 18. Ha 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 ha. As soon as their voices fell, the pupils of several soaring eagles shrank slightly. They saw the young figure in the tornado. Under such a sharp attack, he was unscathed. He even gently stretched out his hand. When he reached into the tornado fell into the opponent's hand. It was useless. A figure fell into the opponent's hand. A crisp sound was heard, followed by a figure lying on the arena. The 18 soaring eagles aren't as powerful as I thought. After the voice floated out, the entire square fell into a brief silence. The best move of old 18 couldn't catch this kid, and was directly destroyed. This method is too fierce. Is this kid a physique practitioner? If he's a physique practitioner, then the 18 soaring eagles will be in trouble today. Old 18's strength was obvious to everyone. It was also recognized that he was relatively strong. They didn't expect him to be destroyed just like that. The next one can come up. Today, I'm challenging the 18 soaring eagles. I hope you don't disappoint me. People like me, either you kill me or I kill you. Lin Fei looked at them. Then, he made a throat-slitting gesture. This was great. He had provoked the 18 winged eagles. Don't think that you're very powerful just because you killed old 18. Among us, old 18 is the weakest. I, old 17, will fight you. Another thin figure rushed to the arena. This figure was like a monkey. He was surprisingly thin, but his speed was quite fast. In the blink of an eye, he landed in the arena. However, as soon as he entered the arena, a hand stretched out. This hand was ordinary, but it instantly turned into a long spear and directly pierced through old 17. Too thin. You have small arms and legs. It's better for me to send you on your way as soon as possible. I can't be bothered to waste any more time. It was another cold sentence. This time, the square became even quieter. Old 17 was stronger than old 18, especially with his supernatural powers and trick. However, he didn't expect to be eliminated as soon as he entered the arena. The other party's arm seemed to have turned into a divine weapon. 2 of the 18 soaring eagles died consecutively. This time, the remaining soaring eagles were a little moved. Instead, it was replaced by a kind of anger. Eliminating 2 soaring eagles in front of them was definitely a challenge to the dignity of the 18 soaring eagles. You guys don't have to rush. Come one by one. Anyway, you guys have done a lot of evil things outside. It's just right for me to eliminate you guys one by one. It can be considered as doing a good deed for them. After all, I'm a warm-hearted person. Originally, everyone thought that after the war drum was sounded this time, it would be a one-sided scene. However, they didn't expect that it would be the 18 soaring eagles that would fall. They couldn't possibly say that this kid was planning to eliminate all the 18 soaring eagles. Then, he wouldn't be talking big. If you guys think that it's too troublesome to come one by one, then I'll allow you guys to come together. Anyway, I'll eliminate one person and kill a group. There's not much difference. Shukju website. Chapter 46-69. Lin Fei's words had completely infuriated them. Who doesn't know the power of the 18 eagles? Now that 2 eagles have been destroyed in a row, he actually wants to challenge the remaining 16 eagles. Even the eyes of the people from the 18 flying eagle cities turned unfriendly. Among the remaining 16 eagles, there is one of the oldest eagles, that is the great eagle of the 18 eagles, Ancient One. This Ancient One's face is very calm, but everyone who knows Ancient One knows that Ancient One is in a very bad mood at this time. This is the rhythm of killing someone. Ancient One has been a great eagle for 500 years in the Eagle City, and his strength is also very strong. No one knows what level his strength has reached. Anyone who challenged him was basically killed, and no one survived. In these years, no one has challenged Ancient One at all. They don't have the ability and they don't have the courage. One mishap and they would be annihilated. If they challenged other eagles, they could still survive if they were lucky. Ancient One originally thought that today's matter was also a small matter. Even if the bell rang 18 times, what could they do? Could it be that they can deal with the 18 eagles? The rules are set up like this, but there are really not many people who can defeat them. But now, in the blink of an eye, the 18 eagles and 17 eagles were killed, and the young man even spoke arrogantly, asking them to attack together. This is no less than slapping their faces one by one, and he doesn't take them seriously at all. The 5 of you attack together. This kid, don't be polite, just make your move anyway. This kind of person is purely an old man hanging himself. He has lived for too long. Since the other party said so, of course, Ancient One will fulfill the other party's wish. So 5 more eagles came out, and these 5 eagles turned into 5 streams of light and rushed up from all directions of the ring. Perhaps it was the previous scene that made them not dare to take it lightly. The 5 directions directly went up to the ring. As soon as they went up, the lightning fell down instantly. And in this lightning, there were shattering divine light and world-extinguishing divine light coming out from left and right, directly flying over them. The power of the great Tao of Emperor Step Thunder made their bodies feel pressure. Following that, the Annihilation Divine Light and the World Annihilation Divine Light appeared from the left and right, making them realize what despair was. Lin Fei was like a grim reaper harvesting souls as he shuttled between the 5 of them. After the afterimages stopped, the 5 people fell to the ground with a plop. No one saw clearly how they did it. You see, it's just that simple. I told all of you to come at me together. Now look, 7 of the 18 soaring eagles are dead, so there are only 11 left. Why don't all of you come at me together? In a short period of time, 7 of the 18 soaring eagles had died. The experts of the 18 soaring eagle city couldn't believe it. When did the 18 flying eagles become so weak? These people were all well behaved when they saw the flying eagles, but now they suspected that they had seen wrongly. Lin Fei suddenly pointing to Ancient One. I think you are quite strong. You should be the big eagle inside. Why don't you come over and make a move? Don't be so reserved. Anyway, I'm here to challenge you. Anyway, you have to go on stage sooner or later. I can't break this rule. After all, this rule was left by that person. Just now, he killed 5 soaring eagles, which also made the big eagle Ancient One a little uneasy. Where did this bastard kid come from? Didn't he know that rules like this were all just a show? Basically, no one would really come to challenge them. But who knew that today they would meet a bastard kid who killed 7 of their soaring eagles in a row? The strength of these 7 soaring eagles was still very strong. All of a sudden, the vitality of the 18 soaring eagles was greatly damaged. Big Eagle, hurry up and kill this kid. Let him see the power of your big eagle. Yes, hurry up and go. If you don't go, I'm afraid that this kid won't put your 18 soaring eagles in his eyes. Our 18 soaring eagle city will probably have to change people. The people below couldn't stand it anymore. All of them were quite angry. When did an outsider come to the 18 soaring eagle city to be presumptuous? Ancient One even felt that this young kid did it on purpose. He even came with other people's orders. How could he be so ruthless? Over the years, not many of the 18 soaring eagles have been lost. Unlike now, 7 of them have been lost in less than half a day. If this kid goes up again, the 18 soaring eagles will probably die on the stage. At this time, Ancient One really didn't want to go up. He was a little unsure of the origin of this guy. Especially this strength. He can even release the power of the great Tao of Thunder of the Emperor's Step, plus the 2 balls of light on the left and right. There is a faint aura of death. Ancient One couldn't guess the other party's origin. But the people around him were all jeering. Ancient One couldn't wait to kill all these guys immediately. Lin Fei was so calm and composed at this moment, but he was quite happy in his heart. Sure enough, it was the right choice to come here to farm hatred. It was faster than farming Gaofan. His hatred has also increased a lot. This guy was originally easy to contribute hatred. Now that he provoked him like this, he can naturally get hatred. By the way, there are you guys. Anyway, I'm here to relax today. I thought the 18 soaring eagles were very powerful, but now it seems that it's just SOSO. If you guys can't stand it, then you can come up and fight with me. Anyway, I'm idle. Killing one is no different from killing 100 or 1,000. This time, Lin Fei's words were like poking a hornet's nest. These people couldn't sit still anymore. Ancient One was even more happy in his heart. This bastard kid is out of luck. Don't think that if the 18 soaring eagles don't make a move, others won't make a move. Then you have underestimated these people. They were all ruthless fellows. The crimes committed by them could be found everywhere. If you act presumptuously in front of these people, you are simply seeking your own death. Bastard, you don't take us seriously. Who wants to go up? Let's kill this guy together. Count me in, let's go together. Get him, this guy must be a young master from somewhere. Kill him, let's divide up all his belongings. Lin Fei really angered them this time. For a moment, dozens of figures directly rushed up. There were also some who were smart enough to directly use their treasures to smash down. Then what rules are there to speak of? Ancient One was even more cunning. He directly removed the array formation on the ring. Don't you want to fight with these people? Then I'll let you have a good fight. When the time comes, I will take care of you. The 18 soaring eagles can't die in vain. Shukju website. Chapter 4670. Lin Fei's words really stimulated everyone. The people of the 18 flying eagle city are not so easy to talk to. At this time, how can they continue to do this kind of thing? They started to attack one after another. Some of them rushed up directly, while others used their treasures and attacked without saying a word. The scene was very lively. No matter who it was, they didn't think that this young man could survive under so many attacks. Gu Yi also snorted coldly in his heart. He really didn't believe that this kid could withstand it. The 18 flying eagle city is not so easy to get along with, and he won't always be a big eagle here. It's a pity that 7 eagles died this time, but for the entire 18 flying eagle city, those who have always wanted to become eagles, this is a chance. This was the perfect opportunity. 7 spots, there's a lot of competition. At least among these 18 flying eagles, there are a few eagles that Ancient One doesn't like, and he can't deal with them. He really has to thank this young man for helping him do a good thing. Haven't you people eaten? Your strength is so small. Hurry up and use your big move, otherwise, you really can't kill me. This will only make me despise you even more. The figure on the ring can no longer be seen. Only a series of attack methods can be seen. But at this moment, a voice floated from the ring again. As soon as this voice floated over, it made everyone a little uncomfortable. It also made everyone's face sink. That kid seems to be fine, and he even dared to laugh at their methods. This is too much. Everyone, let's work harder. We must kill this brat. He must be pretending. He doesn't have the ability to bear it at all, and he will soon be exhausted. Ancient One also said to the remaining eagles around him, "Don't be idle, all of you go up, that kid has some ability. He should have some treasures on him. After killing him, you can all get a treasure from him, you can choose first." Ancient One's words suddenly made them excited. Even they could tell that this kid should have some background, and he definitely had some wealth. Perhaps he even had a few hundred cubes of origin crystals on him. How can they miss such a good thing? So the remaining eagles followed one by one. Of course, there were also a few eagles who had tricks up their sleeve. They could not see through this young man. Under such a fierce attack, he was still able to speak calmly. Clearly, such a person could not be offended. They started to release the water. Just like that, Lin Fei stood on the stage, surrounded by all sorts of treasures. One floor after another. He could also clearly feel the benefits of having more of these treasures. He was able to withstand the layers of defense with ease. Up until now, he had only broken through 10 to 20 layers of defense. He was still far from the end. This also made Lin Fei more aware that he had to fuse with more treasure bodies. This way, his defense would become stronger and stronger. At the very least, no one in the 18 soaring Eagle City could catch him. According to this situation, I should be able to farm hundreds of thousands of hatred points in this soaring Eagle City. Sure enough, it's easy for vicious guys to farm more hatred points. It's much better than those outside. Lin Fei himself also saw some clues. If he wanted to get more hatred points, he had to find those vicious guys. These people were originally more irritable, and a little movement would immediately contribute a lot of hatred points. The premise was that you had to be strong. Only when you were strong could you farm hatred points from them. 1 incense stick of time, 2 incense sticks of time, 3 incense sticks of time. They didn't know how long they had been attacking. They almost never stopped. The stage was always shrouded by a large number of attacks. But they never felt that they could destroy that person. On the contrary, that person seemed to be fine. From time to time, he would throw out a voice like a knife stabbing their hearts. With your strength, you have the nerve to call yourself vicious. You're too useless. If I were you, I'd just bang my head against the wall and die. You've been cultivating for so many years for nothing. And you 18 eagles are the same. You're obviously famous outside, but your strength is no different from them. No one had ever felt that a person could make them so angry, especially the 18 eagles. They could clearly feel the endless mockery coming from them. This guy was really slapping their faces nonstop. They knew that they couldn't do anything to the other party at this time. They didn't know how many people in the square made a move. Until now, they didn't see that person being beaten to death on the stage. Instead, he was still alive and well. From time to time, he would mock them. After a long time, they completely lost confidence and stopped one after another. It's not worth it to fight with such a person. As for whether it was a plot behind their backs, it's unknown. Anyway, they didn't want to fight now. After fighting for so long, it's not good for them to be exhausted. Instead, they were slapped in the face again and again. This feeling was really uncomfortable. Big Eagle, you're the city lord of our 18 Eagle City. If you don't make a move, we won't be able to catch this guy. Yeah, at this time, we need you to make a move. If you don't make a move, we won't be able to take it. Ancient One, the Big Eagle, has been observing. The more he looked, the more shocked he was in his heart. This kid's strength is very strong, especially this defense. It's like an airtight defense, it can't be penetrated at all. How many people came to fight just now? Ancient One is very clear. Now he can't penetrate the opponent's defense at all. How can he continue fighting like this? At this time, there was a loud rumbling sound. A huge thunderbolt directly enveloped the entire square. The clouds were dense, and the thunderbolts came down. Wherever they passed, people were thrown off their feet. Even the 18 winged eagles retreated at this time. Following this, A figure walked like a dragon and a tiger, striding forward. Wherever he passed, figures were directly blown out. As soon as they exchanged blows, they felt a power that could topple mountains and overturn seas surging over. After fighting for so long, it's my turn. Otherwise, it would be too boring. In Lin Fei's hands, 2 balls of light floated out directly. These 2 balls of light directly turned into 2 streams of light, constantly shuttling between the thunderbolt. Originally, it was very difficult for everyone to resist the power of the thunderbolt. As soon as these 2 balls of light passed through, corpses were left behind in an instant. Shukju website. Chapter 46-71. The 18 eagle cities that were still fighting before these ferocious existences all fell to the ground one by one. They all became corpses. Even the 18 eagles could feel the power of the thunder and the 2 balls of light. What was most inconceivable to them was that no one was able to stop the young man wherever he went. Even, they could vaguely feel that the other party's power was very strong as the mountains and the seas. Lin Fei also stared at this big eagle ancient one. Now that he has collected a lot of hatred, it's time to deal with this big eagle ancient one. He can justifiably become the big eagle of the 18 eagle cities. He can take the 18 eagle cities to farm this hatred. In this small world of heaven, he can really farm a lot of hatred. Lin Fei didn't want to miss such an opportunity. He's staring at me. He's ready to fight me, damn it. How can this guy's defense be so strong? I have secretly used several methods in the dark, but I can't do anything to him. Ancient One's heart shook. He felt a gaze fall on him, and then he was locked by the other party. He knew that this young man was staring at him, and he kept cursing in his heart. Anyway, you have to deal with the other eagles first. Why do you have to stare at me as soon as you come up? Ancient One's strength is indeed quite strong, but the opponent's defense seems to be very strong, and his strength is also very strong. If they really fight, it seems that there is no chance of winning. He himself is also a Lord of Heaven expert. But at this time, the Lord of Heaven realm did not give him any confidence. Instead, it made him feel a trace of fear and uneasiness. What, are you afraid now? Since I've come to find you, you should at least fight with me. Otherwise, it will only make me despise you even more. Lin Fei's figure instantly appeared in front of the big eagle Ancient One. A punch directly hit down, and ripples appeared in front of Ancient One. This is the defense of the treasure. But the defense of the treasure was instantly penetrated. At the moment when the treasure was penetrated, the other party raised his hand and used it as a knife, and in an instant, a knife light fell on his body. In that instant, Ancient One felt that he was injured, and a force surged towards him. When this power surged over, it made him realize that he was far from being this person's match. The strength of the other party was far more terrifying than he had imagined. Without a second word, a black ball-shaped object appeared in his hand, which turned into a stream of light. If you don't let me have it easy, I won't let you have it easy either. At most, we'll all die together. In this fight, Ancient One knew that he was not his opponent at all. He had used his trump card. When the eagles in the distance saw this scene, their pupils shrank, and their minds almost went blank. Instinctively, he turned around and ran. That was a large-scale annihilation technique. Rumble! There was a loud noise. Invisible black waves instantly swept out from the center of the square, covering the entire square. This was the sky-destroying bomb that Gu had always kept by his side. The sky destruction thunder had an extremely powerful destructive ability. In a small area, the lethality was exceptionally strong. After the black giant wave swept over, the bodies of those experts were directly destroyed. It was incomparably swift and fierce. No one could react in time. Most of the people in the square were killed. Even among the 18 flying eagles, a few flying eagles suffered a head-on blow and became a member of this group. Ancient One also arranged a series of means on his body for the first time, which was the only means he could use to fight against Ancient One. This kid didn't let him have it easy, so he won't let the other party have it easy either. At most, he would just die together. As long as he could kill this guy, the things in the future would not be a problem. Maybe he could even take advantage of this opportunity to make a lot of money. The black wave swept past. The dust gradually fell. The square became quiet. Except for a few wailing sounds, there was no other sound. Ancient One, who came back again, couldn't help but laugh loudly. "Young man, you're still too naive. You're dreaming if you want to fight me. Even if you're strong and have a good defense, I can kill you more than 100 times with a single heaven-destroying thunder. This is the small world of heaven, and killing you is the most powerful method. Strength doesn't matter." There was almost no one on the scene who could stand up. Most of the people were paralyzed on the ground at a glance. Or they had broken arms and broken hands and feet. For Ancient One, this was nothing at all. If he could continue to be the Big Eagle, then there would be no problem. Just as his voice fell, a black shadow rushed up in an instant. It hit Ancient One's body heavily. After being hit by this, all kinds of defenses on Ancient One's body collapsed. A hand directly grabbed his neck. Then, the other hand instantly pierced through his body. I have always heard that the older the ginger, the spicier it is. Unfortunately, this ginger is not spicier, but a little stupid. Do you really think that a sky-destroying bomb can kill me? You really think too much. Lin Fei's figure emerged, carrying the Big Eagle Ancient One with one hand. The other hand had already pierced through his body. Ancient One felt that his vitality was constantly flowing away, and he couldn't control it at all. "I was sent here by Heaven City. If you kill the people on my side, I will never let you go. The rules here are far from what you can imagine. If I don't kill you, how can I make them hate me? So you'd better be honest and go on your way. Anyway, there are many of your brothers on the way. You can continue to be the Big Eagle below. Take care, I won't send you off." There was a loud bang. Ancient One's whole body was smashed into pieces by Lin Fei. For such a person, Lin Fei wouldn't let him stay at all. The 18 Flying Eagle City still has to be managed by himself. Fortunately, the range of the sky-destroying bomb used by Ancient One was not large, that is, it was around the square. The 18 Flying Eagle City was still very well preserved. From today onwards, the 18 Flying Eagle City will be changed to Invincible City, and all of you will be the people of Invincible City. And the rest of you eagles, do you plan to follow the Big Eagle down? Or do you want to rely on me? There was such a big movement in the square here. Almost all the people in the 18 Flying Eagle City gathered on the side. Now they saw the Big Eagle Ancient One being destroyed. This young man even changed the name of the 18 Flying Eagle City. There was nothing but shock. And the expressions of the remaining eagles changed, and they made a decision in an instant. One by one, they came in front of Lin Fei. "We are willing to join Invincible City and become your disciple. I have always found Ancient One pleasing to the eye. It's good to destroy him. I also know where Ancient One's belongings are hidden. I am willing to lead the way." Bookseller Reading Website. Chapter 4672. In the end, the 18 Flying Eagle Cities changed their name, which really surprised these people. They quickly recovered. This kind of situation is very normal in the small world of heaven. This also made them curious about this young man. Doesn't he know that the 18 Flying Eagle City has the support of Heaven City? Without support, the 18 Flying Eagle City would have been replaced long ago. Now that the young man came over and killed the Big Eagle Ancient One, doesn't that mean that they are going to fight against the other side? In any case, everyone felt very curious. What made them feel the most happy was that the City Lord of Invincible City was very interesting. After the announcement of the name change, all the rings in the square were given to everyone as benefits. For a while, everyone went crazy to grab these rings. No one thought that the City Lord didn't take these rings seriously. Doesn't he know that there are a lot of treasures in them? For a while, everyone's impression of this young man, the city lord of Invincible City, changed greatly. This is much better than that Ancient One. Ancient One is not so kind, he belongs to the kind of very stingy guy, which is known to everyone in the entire Flying Eagle City. If you want to get some benefits from him, you either have to exchange merits or rely on luck. Lin Fei didn't stop these people from fighting for those rings at all. The square also became very lively. And at this time, the 5 flying eagles standing behind Lin Fei also had different expressions. They were the only 5 of the 18 flying eagles left. As for the remaining 13, 7 of them were killed by Lin Fei, no, it was 8, and the remaining 5 died directly under the Heaven Destruction Thunder. The 5 of them could be considered to be the smarter ones. They knew that when fighting, they would go easy and stay away from the fighting range. Who knew that Ancient One used the heaven-destroying thunder and even killed his subordinate. Fortunately, Ancient One finally died in the hands of a young man, and they changed their appearance for the first time. It seems that the City Lord of Invincible City is a little different. He seems to be a lot more generous than that Ancient One. I always feel that this young man's ambition seems to be quite big. Don't you guys feel that this young man seems to be deliberately provoking us, the 18 Soaring Eagles, and the people from the 18 Soaring Eagle City? The remaining 5 eagles were quite knowledgeable. Naturally, he could tell that there were some unusual things about it. If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't have been able to survive until now, and they wouldn't have been able to change their faces so quickly. He had to survive first. Lin Fei also withdrew his gaze and said to the 5 eagles behind him, "Bring me to the City Lord's mansion. I'm tired from fighting, so we can sit down and have a cup of tea and chat. What do you think? This lowly one will lead the way for the City Lord immediately." Immediately, an eagle took the initiative to stand out. She led the way for Lin Fei. The City Lord's mansion was much more luxurious and upscale than other places. At a glance, it could be seen that the City Lord's mansion was still quiet at this moment. There were no changes because of the battle. As soon as the 5 eagles entered the City Lord's mansion, they instantly killed all the people around Ancient One. He had complete control over the City Lord's mansion. They were very familiar with this place. Lin Fei sat in the main hall of the City Lord's mansion. There were 5 eagles standing in front of him, and these 5 eagles were a little uneasy. They didn't know if their choice was right or wrong. At that time, they also knew that if they really left, they would definitely die. I don't have much interest in the lives of the 5 of you. As long as you can do things well for me, I guarantee that the crystals and even treasures you can get will be beyond your imagination. Leaving these 5 eagles was actually to find a few thugs to do things for him. This was much simpler than doing it by himself. He couldn't always do everything by himself. With a wave of his hand, he directly threw out 30 crystals. These crystals are nothing, just right for the 5 of you. 30 crystals was actually not a small amount. The 5 eagles were a little jealous. One must know that they and Ancient One had never received any crystals as a reward. They didn't expect this young man to give them 6 crystals each as soon as he came up. They could buy a lot of things. We pledge our lives to serve the City Lord. Now I'll give you one thing, and that is to manage Invincible City from top to bottom. Each of you will have a share of the territory. Anyway, I want the entire Invincible City to return to normal. You only have 3 days to prepare. I don't want Invincible City to be in a mess. As soon as Lin Fei finished speaking, the 5 eagles immediately turned around and went out. Lin Fei didn't care much about the trivial things outside. The only thing he cared about was farming aggro and honor points. For now, it seemed that the progress was quite good. Lin Fei also found Ancient One's treasure house in the first place. This was a private treasure house. Not to mention, there were really a lot of things inside. It was just SOSO. All in all, it was about 200 or 300 crystals. To say that he was rich, he wasn't rich, and to say that he was poor, he wasn't poor either. Unfortunately, Lin Fei didn't find a complete grotto heaven small world. He was happy for nothing. When Lin Fei was about to leave, he discovered that there was a different place in the treasure house. This different place was very inconspicuous. If it wasn't for Lin Fei taking a second look, he really wouldn't have noticed it. It was violently broken. He found that there was a big box inside. This box was about the height of a person, and after opening it, it would be a little surprising. It was actually filled with blood-colored beads. Originally, Lin Fei thought that these blood-colored beads were a treasure. Later on, he realized that it wasn't the case. These blood-colored beads were actually condensed from blood, which surprised Lin Fei. The aura of the blood beads in the box was very strong. At a glance, there were at least hundreds of thousands of blood beads in this huge box. Originally, Lin Fei wasn't sure what the blood beads were for, but after using his honor points to check, he understood. Soul bead, used for special cultivation, it is the favorite treasure of demonic cultivators. Things like this, Lin Fei hasn't seen many times. Of course, he has also seen some demonic methods in the ancient books. Among them, there is something about this soul bead, which is refined with essence and blood. It seems that this heaven small world is a little different from what I thought. These 200,000 to 300,000 blood beads, no, they are soul beads. Someone should have asked for them by name. This ancient one was really helped up by someone. Bookseller reading website. Chapter 46-73. On a hill dozens of miles away from Invincible City, several figures appeared without warning, looking at Invincible City in the distance. Ancient One, this bastard is dead, and he has caused us so much trouble. The cold voice reverberated in the night sky and also fell into the hearts of those people. What should we do now? I think that young man should have sensed it more or less. That's why he attacked Ancient One. I don't know how much he knows about soul beads. If I had known earlier, I would have let you guys keep the soul bead. Now, the soul beads are in the hands of the other party. That's hundreds of thousands of soul beads. We have spent so much time to accumulate them. Isn't that simple? Let's just find that person. Don't tell me he dares to attack us, although he is quite strong, especially in defense. A pair of cold eyes were cast over. The black-clothed men behind directly lowered their heads and did not dare to look at it. A chill enveloped them. All of you think that you are very powerful. Did you not see Ancient One being destroyed? That kid's defense is his greatest life-saving ability. His strength is average, but if you want to catch him, it will be as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Now that the soul beads are in his hands, it will not be so easy to take them back. The black-clothed man's eyes were very cold, and at the same time, they became very sharp. No one knows better than him that this young man is indeed quite terrifying. His defense is simply unfathomable, and it can be said to be a life-saving ability. The means of attack are not very strong, but with this extremely strong defense, it can instantly turn into an endless advantage. Just look at Ancient One, even the heaven-destroying thunder was used, but the result was still nothing to the other party. These soul beads must be taken back. After all, we spent so much effort to collect these hundreds of thousands of soul beads, we can't let them fall into his hands. The black-clothed man and Ancient One are also considered partners. To be able to collect so many soul beads, Ancient One also contributed a lot of effort. But unexpectedly, when they came back from a trip, their nest was destroyed, and even the name of the 18 Flying Eagle City was changed. Speaking of which, it really made them angry. There was a lot of killing intent in their hearts, and they directly hated that young man. Let's have the little world of heaven suppress that kid first. Let's see what happens first. Lin Fei also stayed in the city lord's mansion. After he received the hundreds of thousands of soul beads, he put them away. He knew that these soul orbs would bring him many interesting things. Interesting, it's really interesting. Someone actually contributed hatred to me again, and this hatred isn't low either. Lin Fei, who was still rummaging through the treasures, suddenly smiled. Just now, he had gained a lot of hatred. The increase in aggro wasn't high, but it was quite conspicuous. His hatred value increased by 888 points. How much hatred did he have for himself? Even Lin Fei himself was a little surprised. It seemed that he had already destroyed all the eagles in the 18 eagle cities. There were only 5 left. As for the other experts, there didn't seem to be many left. Why did someone contribute so much hatred to him? Lin Fei immediately thought of this soul pearl. Only this soul pearl could bring such a large amount of hatred. It reached 888 points alone, which was the highest so far. Even that Gao Fan didn't seem to have reached this amount. Gao Fan wasn't low either, he also had a few hundred. This was just a guess of Lin Fei. In addition to this soul pearl, the other direction should be the side of Heaven City. He had lost Ancient One and occupied the 18 eagle cities, which naturally made the people in the little world of Heaven feel dissatisfied. It was normal for him to contribute a lot of hatred. Whether it was the side of the little world of Heaven or the soul pearl, Lin Fei was also looking forward to them contributing more hatred to him. Lin Fei had gained almost 300,000 hatred points this time. In addition, it was estimated that it would not be a problem to collect another 200,000 to 300,000 hatred points. This time, Lin Fei didn't use all the hatred points to exchange for the treasures. He felt that he could increase his attack power. For example, to add some powerful Great Tao to himself. In this way, his attack methods would be stronger. Before, Lin Fei's physical strength was very strong, and with the existence of the Tree of Life, the power that erupted was even stronger. And now, the Tree of Life turned into a life seed, and Lin Fei didn't let it grow again. It wasn't that Lin Fei didn't want the life seed to grow, but the life seed seemed to have fallen into a dormant state. As for how long this dormant state would take, it was unknown. In Lin Fei's understanding, the life seed at this time should be a little injured, and it would take time for it to slowly recover. After some consideration, Lin Fei decided to exchange for a few powerful Great Tao. With the Great Tao in hand, he naturally had a way to attack. Or rather, he could use the hatred points to exchange for a few powerful cultivation technique. Before, Lin Fei didn't understand it. Who told him to not have any hatred points on him, and since the hatred points were not enough, he naturally didn't have time to read these cultivation technique books. The first thing to look at was these Great Tao. There were 3,000 Great Tao and there were all kinds of them. It was really a little dazzling. Lin Fei really didn't know how to choose, but after thinking about it, he knew that he had to choose the most powerful Great Tao. The stronger the attack power, the better. Anyway, he had a defense now, and what he lacked was nothing more than an attack method. When the defense reached a certain level of excellence, then with a powerful attack method, it would naturally be able to achieve a balance. This would also make Lin Fei's strength even more outstanding. The 3,000 Great Tao cutting technique, the 3,000 Great Tao destruction technique, and the 3,000 Great Tao thunder explosion technique. With a target, it would be easier to find. Very soon, Lin Fei found a few Great Tao that were very suitable for him. They were all pure great attack power, and of course, the consumption was exceptionally high. Without the Tree of Life, Lin Fei's physical body was naturally exceptionally strong. He had already reached the Heaven Monarch level, and the accumulated energy was naturally not comparable to ordinary Heaven Monarchs. Now, Lin Fei's physical body was at least equivalent to the capacity of 10 ordinary Heaven Monarchs. It could be said to be incomparably thick. Of course, if Lin Fei's physical body was a step up to the Emperor's physical body, the accumulation would be even more improved. I'd better choose this great cutting technique. It's extremely sharp and a frontal attack method, covering myself with the great cutting technique. The 3,000 Great Tao was much more expensive than this treasure body. Especially more expensive than the defensive treasure body. Before, Lin Fei had exchanged for some defensive treasure bodies, and he didn't exchange for a treasure body with a powerful physical body because the hatred points were expensive. Shukju website. Chapter 4674. Lin Fei exchanged for the great slicing technique of the 3000 Great Dao. This technique was really powerful, but the amount of hatred that he exchanged for wasn't low either. He used 300,000 hatred points. In an instant, he cleared all the hatred points on his hand. As soon as the great slicing technique was in Lin Fei's hands, he felt that this great slicing technique was very different. It seemed to be similar to his own blade technique, but it was more profound and mysterious than his own blade technique. It was as thin as a blade light, almost as if it was hidden in the void. It made it impossible for people to guard against it. It could be attacked from all directions, and its power was exceptionally great. No wonder such a great slicing technique requires 300,000 hatred points. It really isn't cheap, but it's really powerful. If I didn't have a top-grade armor, I wouldn't be able to defend against it at all. With Lin Fei as the center, the great slicing technique constantly passed through his surroundings. These great slicing techniques constantly shuttled through like blade light. Do you want to use honor points to upgrade the great slicing technique? You can upgrade it from 1 star to 5 star. 5 star is the highest level. Just as Lin Fei was experimenting with the great slicing technique, the system actually sent a notification, which surprised him a little. It can't be, this great slicing technique can also be upgraded? Isn't this the limit? Seriously. Lin Fei didn't cultivate much of the 3000 Great Dao. Not to mention this kind of main attack. If it wasn't for the fact that the great slicing technique was a very overbearing attack-type Great Dao, Lin Fei wouldn't have exchanged for it. He never thought that this great slicing technique could be upgraded. The best use of honor points is to upgrade cultivation techniques, to upgrade Great Daos, and to upgrade everything. The 3000 Great Daos are also the type that can be upgraded. The system began to explain. Lin Fei had learned a lot. He had always thought that other than using honor points to upgrade or exchange for some things, there was nothing else. He didn't expect that it could be used to upgrade these 3000 Great Daos. The 3000 Great Daos were already very powerful. If he used honor points to upgrade them, wouldn't it mean that these 3000 Great Daos would become even more powerful? At the very least, for the current Lin Fei, he couldn't wait for the power of the great slicing technique to become stronger and stronger. What's the difference between 1 star and 5 stars? Lin Fei asked curiously again. It was only 1 star to 5 stars, but one could imagine that the power of these 5 stars should be very strong. A 1 star can unleash 3 times the power, a 2 star can unleash 6 times the power, a 3 star can unleash 15 times the power, a 4 star can unleash 50 times the power, and a 4 star can unleash 200 times the power. This increase in strength made Lin Fei suck in a breath of cold air. Especially at the 5 star level, they could unleash 200 times the power. This was simply fatal. The great slicer technique was already very powerful. If it were to erupt with 200 times the power, no one would be able to stop it. Once the great slicer technique was unleashed, it would immediately take the other party's life. This is great. I really like this strength buff. I was just fretting about not having a place to spend my honor points. I can't just leave them to level up. Now I finally have a place to use them. After knowing that there was such an upgrade function, Lin Fei had a lot of ideas about the honor points. It seemed like he couldn't just farm hatred in the future. He had to farm honor points as well. When the time came, he would have to think about how to operate it. 1 star Great Slicer Technique, 10 million honor points. 2 star Great Slicer Technique, 50 million honor points. 3 star Great Slicer Technique, 500 million honor points. 4 star Great Slicer Technique, 5 billion honor points. 5 star Great Slicer Technique, 100 billion honor points. This level was not low. Looking at his tens of millions of honor points, Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He still had a long way to go to earn honor points. This 5-star Great Slicer technique was indeed not that easy to obtain. God knew how long it would take for him to obtain 100 billion honor points. The 5-star Great Slicer technique could unleash 200 times the power. This was indeed quite tempting to Lin Fei. Now that he could unleash several times the power, it could be said that his Great Slicer technique was superior to other Great Slicer techniques of the same level. Without any hesitation, Lin Fei directly used 10 million honor points to upgrade his Great Slicer technique to 1-star Great Slicer technique. 2-star Great Slicer technique would require 50 million honor points. Lin Fei really didn't have enough honor points right now. However, he would be able to accumulate more. No matter what, he had to upgrade the Great Slicer technique to 2-star. At 2-star, he would be able to unleash 6 times the power. 3 times the power of the Great Slicer technique was indeed a little different. It was even more profound than before, and Lin Fei was able to see the changes within it even more clearly. Now that the hatred points had been used up, Lin Fei had to take action. At the very least, he now had a relatively powerful attack. With this Great Slicer technique, and the enhanced version of the Great Slicer technique, destroying the opponent was really quite simple. Especially since this Great Slicer technique was a large-scale attack. The 5 eagles received another notification. They immediately came to the main hall. These past few days were really like a dream to them. In the blink of an eye, the 5 of them divided Invincible City into 5 areas: north, south, east, west, and a central area. Their personal power had risen in a straight line. This was something they didn't even dare to think about. They all knew that this young city lord didn't care about these territories. As long as they could work hard, they would naturally be able to increase the power in their hands. This was much better than following Ancient One. This time alone, they had the territory in their hand. Especially those rings that they harvested, they made a lot of money. All the forces that stood on Ancient One's side were ruthlessly wiped out by them. The entire Invincible City returned to normal. Their skills were quite good, and they quickly pacified them. The people who lived in Invincible City were not good people. In the face of absolute strength, who wouldn't be honest? How could they have so many ideas? The 5 eagles stood in the main hall. Your efficiency is quite good, I am very satisfied, but now I have encountered another difficult problem. I need you to use your brains and think about it. Whoever does well will naturally be rewarded. The corner of Lin Fei's mouth raised, and he smiled faintly. The eyes of the 5 eagles below also lit up. What they were most worried about was being idle and having nothing to do. As long as there was something to do, it could prove that they were still useful. Now that the power in their hands had been greatly improved, they naturally wanted to perform well and leave a deep impression. That couldn't be better. Shukju website.